heroes. I played 4 Weaver. It felt so bad, dude. Like, I genuinely think the medallion change just destroyed the hero. Because you walk around like it's minus 10 armor, and it feels so good because you deal so much damage. And right now, all you do is run around with a Spirit Vessel, which is really good this game, mind you, right? Like, you're dealing with a Darkseer, a Doom, an Enchantress as well. I do like the Spirit Vessel, but it just feels so clunky right now as a hero. I will hold out hope that Michael can put in work on this hero, but I'm not a firm believer.
I mean, I'm willing to be surprised, right? And obviously,
yeah, absolutely.
And obviously, we have Doom is traditionally gonna be focused. Sorry, I think I've got the in-game bug. I was about to say Doom can be countered by an Aghanims on this Weaver, as I will quickly reconnect and.
Are you stuck on like player perspective?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fun bug. Oh man, I love all the little broadcaster bugs that have been in Dota for so long and just have never been changed. While you're reconnecting, I do want to throw a stat at you because I think it's kind of crazy. Right, we talked about Vitali being a Darkseer specialist.
Yep.
Can you guess his win rate on the hero over the past year?
82%.
Ooh, you're very close. Across 20 games, he has a 90% win rate.
My goodness, and that is pro, right? Like in matches.
Yeah, yep. Yes, it is.
Interesting.
Average is about 13 KDA. Like, Vitali goes crazy on this hero. I'm surprised he's only gold tier, honestly.
See, ladies and gentlemen, we have not missed anything. The players waited for us as well. I don't know exactly if that information came through Crash, so feel free to repeat it for the stream.
90% win rate over 20 games on the Darkseer. Goes kind of crazy. Vitali is on something.
And he has a great game right now. Right, honestly, like turning Brewmaster, who eventually will have a Radiance, that's going to be a great illusion to steal. The Luna herself, we don't even have to get started about the Moonglaves and Lunar Blessing. And of course, the DK, whenever he will get big enough and turn into the Black Dragon, vacuuming him to a wall, it's going to be amazing. And I expect if this game will go past 45 minutes, we might even get to the point of seeing an Aghanim Scepter on the Darkseer.
The only one thing I will say is that you have a little bit of counter synergy between Vitali and Almisho. Because I believe Vacuum still destroys trees, correct? That's a thing?
So I'm gonna say this. I mean, probably, but
I think so.
I saw them run this like yesterday or 2 days ago, whatever, soon.
Yeah, they did run this recently.
And it's great the way they use. So they throw Vacuum Wall, and then Almisho bushwhacks to the nearest tree, the other side of the wall, to pull them again through the wall. So I don't have any doubts that they're gonna connect some beautiful combinations, because I've seen it happen already.
That's exactly what I wanted to see. Right, as long as they are confident running this combo, as long as they are confident in how they can play, because all it takes is, right, Almisho, he's not the initiator. That's not the role he needs to play. Let Vitali do it, let Lumpy jump in there, let Pake do whatever the hell he wants to do on the Slark. Just chill out in the back, you know, get those acorn shots out, get those bushwhacks out when you can. But it's important to not feel forced to do something like that, because that's when mistakes start cropping up.
Yeah, 100%. I'm looking right now through the sets. Oh, this Dragonite kind of cool. Looks like he's from a different video game. With the like burning arrows into the shield.
Yeah, it looks like a Viking.
Let's see what we got for the Bane. That's the kind of classic. It does have the immortal shoulders. So,
nice.
Okay, what else do we get? Michael, we saw this. I don't hate the Weaver set. He's got the taunt. Yeah, true. Fun fact. Let me tell you a fun fact while we wait for Infinity and beastcoast to get this game underway. I once got scammed. That's the story. Someone offered me, I don't even know, like a lion immortal, and they were like, "Oh, just send me your Weaver immortal first," and that's why I lost one of my Weaver immortals. Poggers. I was much younger than I am now. I was way naive. It's okay. Don't get scammed, people. Don't ever send your items first. That's the moral of the story.
Yeah. I had an artist who I was friends with for almost a year.
Okay.
And he was like, "Oh, do you want me to commission a team logo for you?" And I was like, yeah, I'll send you like 30 bucks for a team logo. Sure, dude. This is when I was playing in like 82L or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, dude, absolutely. Like, I'll give my friend a little bit of income. So I sent him like 35 bucks, and then he ghosts me.
Oh my god.
And I was like, first of all, what a long con. Like, if you waited a year, almost a year, for $35, that, you know what? You earned it at that point. It's like, I don't even care.
He was playing the long game indeed. As oh, okay, a bit of information. Sorry to hear that for Kotaro. Hope everything will be sorted out if he had the issue. Let's get this lower bracket final underway. Hopefully everything will be fine and the players will not be distracted by any personal issues, as both teams are smoking up right away. Gonna go and see who can get in the river first.
Classic two smokes. Michael's gonna run directly into them, but as the Weaver, I mean, he's totally fine. Right? There shouldn't
Tiger?
be too much catch. Tiger, not so much. He might be in some trouble.
Okay, I think I realized, you know, we were talking about Tiger and Jimenez and whatever.
Yeah.
What if it's the same player but changed his name? Because you say statistically on the website it says that the player that we knew is
Tiger's Yodomi.
Oh, I'm very confused.
So yeah.
So
I got confirmation from admin.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so we've got the five.
Might be a little bit of a rebrand.
Yeah, we've got the five players. I mean, at least he didn't change his name to like an old classic musician like Bach or something crazy like that. Who would do that? Imagine.
Who would ever do anything like that? I believe, I think Soneko's going through a little bit of a rebrand as well.
Is he?
Yeah, I believe so. I can't remember what he changed his name to, but I remember casting a game of his recently and his name was different.
Oh, interesting. Let's see, beastcoast, it's gonna get 2 runes. It's gonna be a 2-for-2 most probably. Wait, where's the 4th bounty? No, yeah, 2-for-2. Nothing that complicated. Where's Kotaro coming from? Just chilling in the radiant, in the dire triangle.
Yeah, why not? It's a hell of a place to be, I've heard.
What is the most interesting lane this matchup looking at picks? Do you think this this Darkseer Hoodwing have any kill potential onto the Bane, or are they gonna be fine?
I think you have a lot of kill potential down here in this bottom lane. I think Acorn Shot and eventually Vacuum are pretty good abilities to catch people off guard. Almisho is gonna go for this really smart start with the Bushwhack. I think it's a really cool skill build instead of prioritizing top lane moves. How do they just... How does Michael...
He doesn't even have pounce.
Exactly. How does that happen? How can you let that happen?
He wasn't even low because of there was no river skirmish, so that's literally no excuse. No. He's got Sakuchi skilled up as well. Like what? There's no sentries on the lane.
No, there's nothing here. He just got enchanted and clicked down very easily. Completely missed it from my point of view at least.
See,
this damn Hoodwink build.
I was on it.
Thank God someone's on it, dude.
Just at the very, very end, and now this is gonna give Moose his level 2 before Michael, and I think Michael most probably will go for the Okay, now one of the sentries will come onto the lane. Let's talk about this mid lane. We got a Doom Dragon Knight, and I mean, yes, Maureen has played Doom mid twice now.
Twice, I think, yeah.
But otherwise, we don't see Doom mid that often. What is the build gonna be? Like, are we gonna see any points in Devour, or does he need to max out Scorched Earth for a sustain?
I think you go 0-4-4 nowadays. I heard Panel talking about it in Birmingham a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you skip Devour maybe until level 4 or 5 as well. I wouldn't be too surprised to see the 0-4-4 too. I think Infernal Blade even is a really good tool against the Dragon Knight, especially in lane. So getting more points into that is really, really good.
Lumpy is actually falling quite a bit behind in the last hits, as PP will get a few more creeps under his tower. Let's see if the Infernal Blade will cause enough issues here, as Elmisho is actually getting right-click down bottom to below half HP, but he should be fine, as we have a beautiful Darkseer skipping rope.
He's just skipping rope as a teammate's getting gone on. He's hanging out. He's living his best life.
What is your go-to like hoodwink build? Because I'm a bit of a 1-1-1 myself. Like I really like Scurry. I think it's necessary.
I'm a 1-1-1 too.
But I've seen a lot of 2-2-1s. I've seen like 1-3-1s. I've seen 3-1-1s.
Well, right now I think I see a dead El Micho.
Yeah, just for 15 seconds. It's a 1-5. It's a 1-5 build.
Yeah. I do think 1-1-1 is probably going to be the choice in this lane. I think El Micho is a hoodwink that prioritizes Bushwhack over Acorn Shot, but I could be wrong. I can't remember who it is here at EPL. But there's one player who plays as hoodwink who consistently levels Bushwhack, like getting like 1-4-1 sort of build.
I mean,
I've also seen players completely skip Scurry until level like 5.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Which is like the Chad hoodwink build, right? That is the hoodwink build when you are confident playing hoodwink and you don't need that extra cast range. I'm a scrub playing hoodwink, so I need it. Yeah, if you're a good hoodwink, you can play without it, and it goes kind of hard because you supply a lot of damage.
I'm a Bushwhack type guy. I'm maxing it out, and Ryu is not even gonna get the last hit on the Warpine as we get a Satyr, a mini Satyr collected by Moose, and now he's gonna use a bit of the mana burn onto this Brewmaster, who's having a pretty tough lane, and Moose is more than happy with that, right? You need Pyke to do good on the Slark, not a meta hero currently, and Pyke is gonna do so well, confident enough, gonna throw in a leap on top of Ryu, one right click, but he will be fine. The Cinder Brew, oh, Moose is also gonna lose his career. Michael, that is a great trade actually for the Radiant side.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a little surprised that Michael hasn't gotten a point in a Swarm yet. I've seen a lot of Weavers get it level 2.
Yeah.
Just because you have the harass potential, especially on the moves when his Untouchable isn't leveled. And Ryu, he's got that Drunken Brawler, which means he does have crits available, right? So maybe you get a level 3, but I feel like your level 3 is saved for your Shikuchi. And Michael, speaking of Shikuchi, he's going to be slowly Shikuching back to base.
As we have a dive at the bottom, the Tiger will die to the Blood Grenade, but Kotaro's trying to get a kill back, and he will manage to do so. And now, El Micho, 5 seconds, no Bushwhack, he's trading blows with Kotaro. The neutrals are kind of helping him. The Lucian Bin will be flying in. El Micho pops the self, turns around, will miss the Bushwhack. And now, the TP from the Weaver, it's Michael up here with the Shikuchi, still Germinate available, and a Blood Grenade, but none of that will be needed. Blood Grenade will be thrown in just for safety, and the Doom actually is going to get punished. Oh my goodness, the damage over time from the Corrosive Breath of the Dragon Knight, and now Moose might also join him in the afterlife. If PP can get a Dragon Tail in 1 second, Cinder Brew, he's going to get nightmared by his... Oh, it was actually the Warpine, sorry. I was like, what was happening over there? Yeah.
I don't know, dude. Tiger was like, hey, I really hate this neutral creep. To be fair, it does have what, like a 0.5 seconds slow by something like 50% or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it is, but it probably would have made the difference in killing that Enchantress. I'm trying to find a Warpine Rider on the map so I can get exactly what it is. But either way, yeah, it's there isn't one. Great.
He's got the Seed Shot, right? That's the spell we've been talking about.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a slow, and so that probably would have made the difference in killing the Enchantress there.
Looking at the net worth, other than this Brewmaster who's absolutely getting destroyed by the Slark, everybody else for Infinity, the DK and the Luna, are doing really well. It's this Doombringer's 1,000 gold net worth behind the DK in minute 7. And ooh, the Bane is gonna steal the Wisdom Rune.
Oh no.
It's massive.
That's so bad. Look at the level disparity right now from Beast Coast. El Micho is not even level 4.
Wow, it's a full 3 level difference already, favoring Infinity only on the base. Well, not only, but this Wisdom will definitely help that way, as it's looking pretty rough. They even have PP on level 7 DK in the mid, who has double Bracer Threads and one Lumpy on the other hand. Is not looking as the safest here. PP does quite a bit of damage. Scorched will have to be popped. Breath Fire. Also, we have a point in Devour.
Yeah. Yeah, but he has skipped the point to... Oh, no, he's holding the point for Doom, it looks like.
Yeah, he's got an extra one. And Michael's just leeching XP here. If Michael wants to go, with a bit of the assist from the Tiger that's coming from right behind, Lumpy's gonna die here, most probably. No charges in the urn, but one more right click will do it. Even
Yeah.
it's just the damage over time coming in from the bugs. And they're diving for moves. He gets Dragon Tailed in the tier 2. No TP to help the Enchantress. And another 2 kills going in the favor of Radiant. They cannot get anything in exchange, as even this tier 1 mid looks pretty like in a precarious position.
Ryu may be suffering, but everyone else on his team is doing a really good job. Ryu, I do want to maybe question his build a little bit. The double bracers I agree with, but going straight into Radiance without boots is kind of crazy against the Slark and a Doom.
I think he might.
Doom got used mid. They killed off Tiger with it, but is that really? I mean, I guess you're fine with it as Lumpy, right? You need to Doom someone and get something out of it. It's just not, ideally not a support, but at the end of the day, you're fine with it. You know, if you're using these big ultimates off cooldown, that's really what you want to be doing. As soon as it's up again, you'd love to be using it as soon as possible. And be very surprised to see if Lumpy doesn't make a rotation when Doom is back up.
I think I like it, just killing the supports. You don't want the Bane to get the level 6 before your supports do, as we're going to have a nice wall, vacuuming cooldown for about 20 seconds, but look at the Bushwhack, like we said, through the wall, and now the Luna Moonglade is going to come in, but look at the Nightmare on the Luna Illusion. Ilmishu going to scurry away into the hands of the Dragon Knight as he gets spotted and revealed by the bugs from Michael, and PP is now 3-0-2. Are we going to have the Darks here get away? They were trying to initiate there, and they are the one paying the price for it, as this series is actually still getting kind of chased by Michael. They're just looking at each other.
They're going on Lumpy in the river here. Kataro's here to join as well as PP. How did they both get here so quickly?
I don't know. I feel like we were watching them bottom a second ago. Yeah, we were watching them bottom like a second ago.
See, that's a first ultimate that you love. Ryu gets exactly what he wants from that. A huge core kill.
Yeah. And Nami
already has blink, dude. It's 10 minutes. Treads, double bracer, blink dagger on this Dragon Knight.
And a full wand.
Infinity and a full wand, yeah. Infinity are in a very good position. Once again, everyone but Ryu.
I think I guess you could say the slight saving grace is you're gonna have break coming in from the sharpshooter of the Hoodwink to break the Dragon Blood of the DK and attempt killing him. But where is that damage gonna be meant to be coming from, right? Other than this Slark, who is not a burst hero, at least not for the first 30 minutes, you've got nothing, literally nothing.
And Moose isn't going for this greedy Enchantress build either, where you're like maxing impetus and stuff like that. He's going for drums and the max enchant instead.
Ooh, it's gonna be very interesting to see how beastcoast do, because other than the vacuum wall, they don't even have that much team fight. I assume the Doom will get a War Stomp at one point to pair up with the vacuum, but that's gonna be at least another 5-10 minutes down the line. And at that point, are you gonna be able to kill these elusive targets? Like, you got a support Weaver, you got a tanky Brewmaster, a tanky Dragon Knight. They are very, very beefy, and even Tiger, right? 1,000 HP on this Bane. Will get a few more extra pieces of utility on top of his circlet. It's looking like a really hard game for beastcoast when it comes to the end of the laning phase.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think, like, outside of this Brewmaster Infinity, they've got the winning combination. And Ryu, he's gonna get there eventually, right? It's right now you're the sacked offlane. So if the rest of your team are getting kills and making moves around the map, and you're able to just continue to sit up there for free, you know, maybe every time your alt sub look for a kill on someone close by, you're happy, right? Brewmaster is definitely one of those farming sort of offlaners who can take fights, but would love to just post up in a lane and sit there and push.
Yeah, especially, which is kind of what he's been trying to do. At the same time, Pyke is quite happy just going killing a creep wave and also going farming away in the jungle on the Slark. But we have a smoke up top and we have a Fiend's Grip available, a Dragon Blood. Oh my goodness, if the Slark shows up, but look at Pyke's, he's got the Sixth Sense, he's hiding in the trees. If he can deter this gank on him and maybe just sack the tower, I think that might be the best choice.
I mean, Pyke is dodging this gank, but barely.
Moose is in the tower, and we've got a couple more smoked up coming from the south side, and oh, time-lapse will be used early from Michael to reposition himself as the Nightmare will connect only to the center, and they're running away. Sharpshooter will miss, but the, oh my, beautiful pounce into the Dragon Pit. Dragon Pit? Roshan Pit will get him, and okay.
The what pit, dude? The huh? the wow, that was heresy. You can never do that again. Someone clip that and shame Waxen forever.
TP's in mass on bottom, and they're gonna jump on top of Kotaro, who now gets bushwhacked, and he's gonna die. That's a lot of damage from just a few creeps, and of course the Luna illusion of the vacuum wall. And they're trying to go for more. El Mishu is pinging Michael, but Michael, like we said, maxed out Shikuchi, very speedy, will get away.
Yeah, very slippery, buggy boy Michael is. To be fair, a lot of Infinity's draft are kind of slippery. I mean, even Luna, who doesn't have an innate getaway ability, is still very high movement speed, especially with Mask of Madness Yasha, right? So you move quite quickly on that hero. Not quite as fast as Weaver or Brewmaster, but I would dare say you're a little bit of a running hero.
Crash, what is happening? Why don't we get boots on? Moose doesn't have boots. Ryu doesn't have boots. That's 2 heroes too many with no boots at minute 15. And it's not by the lack of finances, it's by choice.
Yeah, Ryu, he's got a whole ass Sacred Relic. He could have afforded boots tenfold at this point. I genuinely don't think there's a reason for it. I know Moose, he's moving without boots at 340 movement speed because of the drums, and that should be enough for him.
Okay. Oh, Michael doesn't have boots either, but he's a Weaver. Meanwhile, we get a Fiend's Grip in the mid lane, and this Enchantress will actually die. But quite a big investment. Both the Dragon Form and the Fiend's Grip used on the Ench, but Infinity really needed something because they've been the ones on the receiving end of deaths for the last 5 minutes or so. So getting something back will be fine. Bane will get his ulti back in 2 minutes.
Yeah, I think this is a little bit of a window, though, now for Beast Coast to make a move.
Absolutely,
right?
yeah.
Fiend's Grip is down, Dragon Form is down. It's only down for another 30 seconds, but still, that is a little bit of a window. I wonder if Ench has a smoke. Yeah, they do have one in Moose's backpack, but it doesn't look like they're gearing up to make any sort of moves anytime soon.
Pyke very nicely picking a sentry word for himself and dewarding the Observer. One of the advantages of running Slark, of course, you constantly know if you are under vision. So he will get that. I don't think Pyke wants to join despite having the Diffusal Echo Saber before he gets his level 12, but he kind of feels the need to. Like you said, this window is forcing him to do so, and they just want to claim this tier 1 mid.
Perfect. I mean, Dragon Form is back up, so they do have a fight potential here for Infinity, but with no Fiend's Grip, I don't think they're willing to.
We've got an Eclipse as well. Brewmaster is not TPing. He also needs his Radiance before engaging in any fights, but Moose is very confident on this Enchantress. Has a point in Untouchable. Darkseer behind him, and they're gonna leech the Dragon Knight Sharpshooter to break, and that's why we said this Dragon Knight is not as beefy when he gets broken, and now the Eclipse is gonna come in from the backline, and Kotaro Doom gonna turn around and look at the vacuum pulling the Luna closer and closer. The right clicks from Pyke, it's gonna be a double kill for the Darkseer as they lose 2 cores on the side of Infinity. Crash.
This Ice Armor and Ion Shield on Slark actually just kind of won them the fight there. Pyke did so much damage, and on top of that, I mean, you just had Vitaly kind of clean up a few of those kills as well. A lot of damage from pretty much everyone on the side of Beast Coast, well, but the Enchantress.
Yeah.
That's okay. She's got max enchant. That's kind of to be expected, but everyone really putting in work there for Beast Coast. The wall was decent, but we saw how this Brewmaster can pair up against the Darkseer in that fight specifically, where Ryu is able to purge the illusions immediately, or dispel the illusions with the Storm Brewling. A little bit of a blink backwards from him might cost him this kill.
I think they should be fine. The Ice Armor is not going to protect him that much, yeah. But we have the Pyke in the backline actually wanting to come in and farm these Essence Shift stacks already up to 5, 6, 7, 8. Then right clicks continue. Tiger is there with the Fiend's Grip, but does not want to commit it onto anyone. He actually will just throw a Nightmare and then probably die because he gets vacuum sharpshootered off.
That was a 360 no-scope from Amisho, I'm pretty sure. He did a whole turnaround right there. At least a 180.
And they're now TPing at Mass in bottom. Do they have vision on this Brewmaster? Of course they do. He's farming in lane, and I don't think Ryu is aware of this. No Primal Split. Does have the Radiance, but he's very slow as the boots are flying in. The boots are flying in right now, but I think he's dead. No TP for him to get out in time. And now he's going to get at least one more impetus shot, and the slow from the... okay. A few misses.
No? Okay. Well, a little bit of maybe a potential to get out there, but...
8 perma agile. It's 8 perma agility for Pyke. And I kind of doubted the Slark, but at this point, I mean, it's working out really well. And they were playing from behind until about 3 minutes ago. So it's kind of a dangerous time to be on the side of Infinity, because you're really long cooldowns, right? You're reliant on having the Dragon Form, the Split, the Eclipse, and the Fiend's Grip. Otherwise, this Slark can just get in, get a kill, and then leave.
Yep. And they really don't have lockdown on the side of Infinity outside of full Fiend's gripping this Slark. Sure, you've got a Dragon Tail, but Slark can purge that off pretty damn easily. I mean, it is a projectile, so if you're not right on top of the Slark, it's very easy to dodge.
El Micho is currently almost the same level as Ryu, just a single level behind it. So he gets spotted. Beautiful Atos thrown in. This is a pretty farmed Hoodwink already for minute 19.
Yeah, and this is a Hoodwink without a Maelstrom too, right? So no real farming item. It's just been El Micho being around these kills. And
they're setting up for bottom again. This Doom is Invis, and Ryu does not have an escape, and now is going to get bushwhacked again on top of the Atos broken, and the Doom will come in to stop the Primal Split Nightmare. Not in time to save him, and now Pyke once more can spot Tiger in the backline, but there's going to be no other TPs as the Dragon Knight was maybe considering joining in. Tiger, what are you doing? You just might have given away your life, and Feeble is not going to do anything as you only Nightmare the Dark Seer, and it's going to be a double kill, the second going in the favor of Pyke, who now has 10 permanent agility stolen.
Very, very scary. This Slark is up to 30 armor with this ice armor on top of him. Aghanim Scepter and a full Echo Saber. Didn't even need to disassemble it.
And now Lumpy has a full Shiva's Guard, 1200 extra, something else flying on the courier. It's going to be the tier 2 neutral item. Same for him, same for the Enchantress, who's also about to have her full Glimmer on top of the drums. No boots.
I think it's honestly... I think Ench and Weaver are some of the heroes that you can kind of get away with it on.
Okay.
But you need to build drums if you're going to do that on Enchantress. Because you need to supplement your movement speed some way. Drums is just the expensive boots. Changed my mind.
Oh, they're...
I think that was just an escape sharpshooter from Abisho. We didn't know where anyone else was, so we just tried to get away as fast as possible.
Michael has a Vessel. So this could be enough to kill the Doom or the Dark Seer if they can manage to lock it down. Slark is not even in the area, he's farming up top, but look at this positioning from beastcoast with the 6th sense, realizing the danger, which is quite interesting. They have no vision in this area, but they completely disengaged as if they knew the smoke was coming. The lanes were pushing in and Kotaro is defending, so not too many reasons to suspect that, but PP will go down bottom and start hitting away at this tier 1, but his teammates kind of left in the jungle as they're getting chased down by an enchanted Centaur Conqueror. What? Oh my goodness. Blink. PP, I don't think you're safe here. You gotta go. Vitaly's very fast with that surge. Michael's gonna be joining up as well, but they are 5. And Slark coming in from the back line. Wall will connect, and DK is gonna be done. Shiva's Guard just for a bit of an assist on Lumpy. Can we get Tiger out of this situation? Well, they're gonna trade it on El Micho, but the Doom gonna come in onto Ryu's Brewmaster, and the burn will not do anything as El Micho will escape. Yeah, this is...
And gets healed up. Oh man, Infinity. It just feels like they're out of damage right now without Kotaro being able to join these fights.
I mean, even if he does come, I don't think he can, like, face them without a BKB. And look at it, Pyke just coming up top, jumping on top of Kotaro, despite being 2 levels behind this Luna. Slark is absolutely fearless. Has the Aghanim Scepter completed as well.
Yeah, he's going to go straight into Orchid on the Slark, too. I think he'll probably pick up the Shard like he has queued up first. Because pretty damn good this game, right? Able to protect all of your heroes as well. And it kind of just stops Eclipse in its tracks.
Oh my goodness, PP just respawned and he gets broken, stunned, then not even Doom necessary because it's still in cooldown. Pyke will come in with the assist. 12 stacks of agility stolen, and this tier 2 is not going to be long for the world as we have no ult. Oh, the primal split was you. What?
Misclick. Clearly. Hopefully. Ideally. I hope Ryu didn't do that on purpose. I'd like to think he didn't. Oh, you have the Weaver bugs. I was like, I don't think you take this Tormentor, but with Weaver bugs, you definitely do. I'm crazy.
Yeah, the Swarm is quite strong. As on the side of Beast Coast, I guess this is the bright side. Other than the Enchantress, your pushing potential is not that much. We saw how long it took them to take a tower. So Infinity, that's kind of what they need. They need one team fight in which they can get Kotaro to the opponent's mid, but Kotaro cannot get anywhere as he gets Infernal Bladed, and I think there's no stun on Lumpy, but Kotaro didn't check that, and now he canceled his own TP. This is a disaster, but Kotaro's coming in with the jukes. Vitaly skipping rope very fast. Pyke pouncing in forward. Can Kotaro get away? Oh my goodness. He's gonna go for a twin gate. Pounce in 1 second. He can connect. Can he get it? Oh, he doesn't?
No. It's
He's just going after him. He's just going after him anyway. Pyke now has a Lotus on top of him, and he will be deterred. Kotaro in the end with the correct play, but that was almost very costly.
That was so sketchy.
Yeah.
That was so sketchy. It's definitely the correct... maybe the correct move there. I mean, you don't know where anyone else is, so maybe the play is to stop your TP there and just run instead. We talked about how fast of a hero Luna is, even without having an innate survivability ability. She's got the Hurricane Pyke, Mask of Madness, and the Manta style. She's moving at like 400 movement speed right now.
Michael just dies there. That's unbelievable. Michael dodged beautifully the bushwhack with the time lapse, but in the end, the blind sharpshooter about 95, 105 degrees connecting, and then Lumpy jumps on top of him with the dust to collect the kill. I thought Michael really outplayed them over there. In the end, it wasn't quite meant to be.
How dare you doubt the Almisho hoodwink? Silly, silly you.
Is this level 20 Luna gonna turn the teamfight around? What is it gonna be? Moonglave's fired on Lucenbean, right? He's going for the counter. He needs to get that.
I'm surprised Kotaro doesn't have Shard yet. It is so good in this Slark.
I feel like he really needs the Kanda first, right? I don't know.
I guess so, but your team, the rest of them, they're dying. You need to be ready to fight now. PP is dead again down here in this bottom lane.
Eclipse, what just happened?
Cool, good Eclipse.
What just happened? What is this?
Split up, thankfully.
Okay, I honestly think this might just be game. We have an amplified damage on Lumpy, who still has the Doom available. Pyke wasn't even there. He's just chilling, building his Orchid. Your Dragonite is dead, but when he's back, he doesn't... Oh, he will have form. Okay, fine. He'll have Dragon form. Maybe there's still a chance, but this is looking really, really rough as El Misho has completed his Gleipnir, is about 150, 200 gold away from out-farming this Brewmaster. And if you are Ryu, I don't think Travel Boots is the item you need next.
No. God, no. You need some sort of other survivability item. I would
plate
love
maybe
to
even.
see something like a Yule's.
Oh, okay, Bushwhack will miss, but the Doom will definitely not, as we have a perfect vacuum back in the frame. The Nightmare will connect off the Lotus back onto Tiger, who gets taken out. At least it wasn't the useless, the wasted Fiend's Grip. And Pyke jumping in, Shadow Dance, just right-clicking PP in the tier 4s, but Kotaro tries to get any kills in exchange as his entire team is dying, trying to kite this pesky Slark, but he's just right-clicking away. Hurricane from the Doom that was stolen from the Wild Wind, and now impetus shots flying for Michael. No more chances of defending with this Luna, who's dead for 70, and I gotta check buyback status. Oh, they just call it.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter right now. The Beast Coast
Wow.
are just too far ahead. They're 12k up. They've been getting almost a kill per minute, and like, it's not been a kill per minute. Like, if you watch this early game, Infinity, they'd won 2 out of 3 lanes.
Yeah.
Ryu got sacked really, really hard. But that's okay, right? As long as you win at least 2 out of 3 of your lanes, you should still be in a good position this game. But Beast Coast, they turned up the pressure as soon as they could, right? As soon as these level 6s came out, as soon as these supports felt confident enough to make a rotation, they were geared up and ready. And these were supports that also lost the Wisdom Rune, right? So Moose, he did not get untouchable, which isn't too big of a deal. But El Misho not having Sharpshooter for that long of a time was a pretty big deal. And despite Kotaro being heavily the most farmed on the map,
Yeah.
He just was not able to carry his team. Ryu felt like dead weight that game. He didn't even do 10k damage. I mean, actually, no one on Infinity, other than PP, did 10k damage.
Quite a tragic first game for Infinity that have been on an absolute tear until yesterday's first loss versus Leviathan, but now they find themselves one game away from being, well, not eliminated, but I guess getting the bronze medal in EPL World Series crash. So hopefully after a short mental break, they will be able to reset and get back into the form that they have been on this entire tournament and put up a fight against Beast Coast, because if they don't, that is the end of the road, and Beast Coast is moving to the grand finals.
Yeah, this is the nut up or shut up kind of phase of the tournament right now. This is lower bracket finals. If you're out, you're out, right? There's no lower bracket. There's no, oh, we'll get them next time. Next time will be next season.
Yeah.
And we don't even know if these rosters are going to be the same because of all these damn roster swaps in SA. It's going crazy over here.
Well, we're going to have to wait for about 5 or 6 minutes before we go back into game 2. Maybe even more. Maybe Infinity is asking for an extra long break. So we're going to send it to a break. But when we're back, it's going to be more Dota 2 between Infinity and Beast Coast.
25 seconds without collapse. The Hex there. The swap here, they're going to try and go aggressively onto BZM. They swap him back under the tier 4s, but steps in with the disruption. Yatoro, they're going to burn through with the majority of the mana here from Tomato, and Yatoro is considering his next target. He'll look over towards the Morphling, but he gets caught by the bashes of Whisper. He has to split back up, backs off under the tier 4s. Collapse gets caught once again on the front line. Cookie's in, they're taking the Aegis out of Tomato's hands.
Was BZM?
Oh, he gets it. There's no chance to kill BZM though. Oh, maybe there is Yatoro. Okay, he gets the kill. But he's losing his teammates. Can Yatoro do this? He's going to go over towards Step, but the Glimmer Cape is there.
Tomato's there, though.
And he's going to turn over towards Tomato. They've got the Cookie in on towards the Morph. He's losing his mana. Yatoro able to focus Tomato down here with the illusions. Tomato's getting low.
He's cleansed up. There's a heal coming in.
Can Yatoro make another jump? He's looking for his target. He's going to head over towards Ari. Tomato with the Stolen Spear is there. In fact, it catches him and kills him off. Ari with the outplay.
Ari is playing like a beast.
And there's nothing for Mira to do there. Poshka's watching from the side, maybe looking for a stomp setup. He's not going to get it, though. With the root instead, on towards Seb with the Brambles. Jump in and a jump out from Lal. It's a little low on the mana. The Supernova comes out. They're not going to try and kill it. They'll let the Spear from Collapse finish off Ari. The Arena's down. Now they're ready to go back in for round 2. They look towards Seb. Seb caught in the Arena. Tomato turns up. The Infest is there. Gives a bit of a burst heal to Seb to keep Seb fine. And it's ended up being Lal that's dove under the tower for this. He gets punished. Lal's out. Mira will manage to TP away. BZM, he'll get the deep one. He's going in for this one. Beyond the tier 3, but the Yules is there. Mira will be able to dodge the combo. Whisper's still ready to go, though. Jumps in with Tomato. They're diving into the base here. He's on towards Collapse.
It's deep.
They've got to be a little bit careful here, OG. I don't know if they can continue to try and get away with this. They're on the retreat. Lal will try and drag back Tomato. They've got the arrow, but the spin, it's not going to catch him. Tomato looks to turn, but he's still getting torn apart by Yatoro. Yatoro's back in action, and he's cleaning up. OG, they stuck around for too long. They've lost 3 of them. BZM also in trouble. I mean, they stuck around for that dive.
Spirit playing around their vision. They have that one ward they just placed.
Starting to jump out with the Wind Waker. Collapse.
Lotto. The Gem is on top of him.
They've got eyes on him. We'll head back for now. They'll turn with the Bramble and the Curse Ground down onto Whisper. Tomato's got the BKB. Tomato. He's still getting torn apart, but he's got the Axe. We'll be able to jump inside of Yatoro for now. Yatoro also getting caught by the Fiend's grip from Ari. And that's a good grip. That's a big grip. He's out for 90.
Great
they kill off the Luna. Now they're ready for more. Let's see if they can find Collapse. Whisper jumps up to the high ground. Collapse trying to run away from the Ari. He's got Sleep back up. Be able to put his escape to a stop. Sets up for the X-Mark drag back. They'll get both the carry and the offlane here. 2 kills, both going the way of Tomato. I mean, you said things have been a bit slow from Ari with the grip.
Finds it.
But when he hits the big ones, he hits the big ones. It gets them the biggest kill they could hope, knocking out Yatoro for over a minute.
Pretty much perfect opportunity they could get there to bring things back for them. Tomato chasing forward with his brand new axe. Top.
He's going to try and stand around and fight. We'll have to... Zip TP didn't have anything to put a stop to that, even though his BKB did come to an end. Maposhka, on the other hand, though, he will die as well, was the case for Mira. So after it all, it's going to end up with Spirit losing 4 heroes. OG, they've pretty much done it in terms of rectifying what went wrong earlier.
They must have got the Seb speech, I guess.
I think they did.
Age is still on Whisper, and yeah, they have double hexes at the moment on the side of OG, so have to watch out for these catches. And yes, all 3 BKBs at the ready.
Oh, collapse. He's been caught by the hexes, as you say, and he's out. Has got buyback available. May need to use it here, as he's otherwise out of the game for 80 seconds.
Ooh, I don't know if he saw the second one, because he stepped up a little bit far.
It's all right. He's going to continue getting in position. They're going to try and go for BZM. BZM is going to get safe for now by the sleep. He's able to put the BKB. He's going to get healed up as well by Tomato. They keep BZM alive. The Supernova's out. Spirit, they've got to head back to the fountain. They're going to head back out of the fight. Collapse will jump in for the spear catch onto Tomato. They get the pushback with the fear. The full-on control with the vortex. Yatoro's in with the damage. It's enough. They're taking Tomato out. Spirit will hold, and they'll chase out for more. The spear push back onto Whisper. A double kill for Yatoro. They get the catch onto BZM. They'll keep the game alive again. It's another hold. It's another triple kill for Yatoro. Tomato, put the rage with. Lal heads in. We'll get caught by the hex, but no follow-up.
Yatoro's in.
I mean, Collapse the jump. They've managed to burst through the Kunkka immediately. Collapse and Yatoro find BZM, and he's out of the fight as soon as it starts.
Oh, this is so awkward. They're trapped in the corner.
I mean, what do they do? Does he buy back? There he is. BZM's going to buy back for this one. There's the jump in the backlist, but Ari's got the Axe Fiend script. He's controlling the storm for now, but it's...
Yatoro.
Lal doesn't really care. He's perfectly able to zip over to the safety of the left side of the fight. Yatoro, though, will go down.
They stuck on him.
Now, the question is if Yatoro wants to buy back. Does he want to try and turn their efforts in this fight, try and get it back their way, as Lal's getting run down by Whisper? Lal still with not a lot of mana to play. It looks like Spirit are just going to try and write this fight off. Miposhka will turn with a stop, but the Hex is there in time. OG, they're going to be able to take down the ET as well. See what they can get away with. Tomato in with the Rage, working on the tier 3. Safety of the X-Mark drag back. Will still get caught by a Stomp. Collapse. He's taking it back over, but he gets caught by the Hex. Lal's in with the BKB. Whisper, he died in an instant. He's gone. He'll buy back. The feed script's there on the Lal, but it's not enough time to lock him down and finish him off. He'll still get caught by the X-Mark, though, and he's dead.
Tomato. Oh my God,
they get it to clean up. 3 dead on Spirit. They have to use the buybacks. Yatoro's back in. Miposhka's back in. Mirror's back in. The silence down onto BZM. They're going to try and take him down twice, though. Still has this Aegis, of course. The spear will get him.
Holy shit, everyone's just dying in an instant.
I mean, can they keep BZM safe on the second round? Tomato and Ari heading up. They'll use the sleep to try and protect BZM from any sort of combo that's thrown down, and then they turn towards Collapse. They get over the Hex. The drag back there for the vortex.
Big damage.
They've killed on Whisper. It's a dive back on the Timber Saw. Lal turns over towards BZM. He's in on top of him. BZM trying to run up towards the high ground. Yatoro finds the Lucid Beam to finish
Tomato's
him off.
alone.
It's a double kill. Tomato caught by the Hex. Spirit, they clean it up. And once again, for OG, pushing the high ground has gone horribly, horribly wrong.
They're kryptonite, the high ground.
But Malrine, he wants to play aggressive. Arrow will miss.
Rolling Thunder.
Trent denied regeneration rune.
Still on this Razor with a lot of damage now with Amar arriving. And that Rolling Thunder ending. Curse Crown is there. Amar with crits still going to get on top of Joe Cam for a double kill on your Viper. Now Ponyo, very isolated, left out on an island. Not much Akashi can do here. Level 5, 10 minutes in, so not even a defensive chrono available here for Akashi. As the Moonlight Shadow is going to allow Falcons here to close the gap onto Ponyo.
They really want that level 4 Maiden, huh?
Get it.
Big chunk of money. 221 for Malrine.
Yeah, we've seen these games, though, where some teams only get support kills, right? Just killing off a position 5 over and over again. At least Talon are finding core kills. Important ones to try and buy them time to get into late game. And good attempted move by Chuen there to get to high ground, but now he's stuck on low ground, moving and turning around on the snaking. Dragonite in, and with that breakdown on Timbersaw, tons of magic damage comes his way. WS and Joe Cam both fall. Amar with a double kill. And is that the Crystal Maiden trying to scurry away with a couple of 100 health? Well, they don't see her. Instead, turning their eyes and targets onto the Faceless Void to bring him down, and a triple kill. Yeah, I think at this point, Talon needs King Jenkins and his entire round table to come in on their Knights and Lancers to try and hold back the Falcons here. Viper on the front lines, holding them back as Skitter will get away from the Chakram damage. Malrine moves forward with a jump in, Rolling Thunder. There's a Freezing Field and a Chrono there onto Malrine. They're going to get the kill on the Pango. Down he goes. 2,000 gold into the hands of Talon. And Akashi moving forward.
I think Malrine is going to buy back. I think he's going to buy back and they want to end the game.
Rage buy, let's go. I mean, Chrono's down. What else is going to stop him? Skitter still just beating at buildings. Amar, the real carry in this one, going to stand up on the front lines and hold them all back. Chuen with his BKB, trying to chase into the Viper here. Oh, dodges the Terrorizer, looks like, with the Manta style. Skitter holding the ground, but the Viper's going to fall. Talon fighting back. They get the takedown on 1, 2 cores, now a third. Age is gone. Crit the snaking, trying to turn back. Malrine did buy back. You're right. With the Rolling Thunder back in onto the Faceless Void, they're going to get on top of Akashi. Can he try and walk away from this? Does he have the protection? No,
that Rolling Thunder.
Far too good with the arrow over the top of it. Ponyo now in trouble as well, but WS and Trent are still going. Snaking has that leap to get a bit of distance up Malrine and Crit. Turn back around. They've got the firepower here to bring down Chuen. Buyback's ready on the Razor. No Faceless Void and no Dark Willow now, though.
Didn't get much done in the last couple of fights.
Nice vision. Joe Cam, he can find the Hoodwink. Oh, but hang on, that Gleipnir holds him back. Malrine breaks away from the static link, turns onto the Tiny, and the Doom is there onto the Zeus in the back lines. Akashi has to sing the song, try and buy time for the rest of the team to get away from the Doom, but look at Amar. He's going wild. He's unleashed the Beast onto the Zeus, taking him down, and now the rest of the team can come and help him. Snaking with the bubble, saves the Doom, the turn on the Nagastar, and brings Akashi down to the ground, and Chandra's in trouble as well, and Falcons pummel Talon, absolutely annihilate them. Yeah, it's really a possibility right now. Gleipnir onto this Razor. Might have to BKB, a good amount of damage and control on the Weaver, pops the Aegis immediately. Sharpshooter's coming, trying to aim it in onto WS. They've lost Snaking, Crit nearly falls, but Amar and Skit are going to work in the actual fight proper, killing off the Razor. Joe Cam, Ponyo, Akashi is now turning tail and running, but the Gleipnir once again cuts them off, holds them in place to find the 2 support kills that the Falcons will gladly take. Team Falcons, there's a tier 2 standing top, so they can't go for the full megas or anything like that. But Skitter will get himself down to low ground. Look at this Tiny. Crit gonna scurry away, but blasted by the Zeus. Good pick by Chuen. Akashi, though, the one in trouble. Naga down with buyback available. Might have to come back into the fight because WS is in serious trouble. Draining damage from Amar, but Malrine stands his ground and takes him down. The Doom and 2 supports and Falcons are gone, but Skitter and Malrine offer a lot of damage and still stay reasonably tanky. Tiny out for 50, and Chuen gonna have to try and heavenly jump back to Mount Olympus.
Malrine is zoning.
This is not where you belong, Zeus. No matter how many family members you've got, looks like they're all dead at this point. The illusions of the Dragon Knight will kill him off, and he's dead for 70 now.
Very mobile carry player.
All right, Tower finally does die. Coil onto 2 as the Axe makes his rotation over, but Quinn taking a ton of damage. Whisper gets off the Primal Split, a dead Leshrac again. Seb will be the trade for now. Now Ace on the run. Illusory Orb clips 2. Tomato even makes his way over as well as Ace trying to get the call, but not going to find anyone. Ends up dying to Rachio with a timed, okay. Time-lapse did go off, but now the Chronosphere comes in, getting all 3 teammates in the area.
Result here with the phase. Brewmaster.
Do they have the damage? Primal split does go off. And Whisper, oh man, the Pulse Nova is ripping right through him. Still sticking around though. Gets one more stun with the Urk Panda as Tomato comes in, time dilation as well. More TPs coming in, Ace is ready, but the Chronosphere comes out. They have the damage to actually kill off the Lash. It's going to be close. Tomato has the Tomahawk away, but they do get the kill first as BZM gets basically soloed by Ace. And now Tofu in the midst of a TP, but gets right-clicked into Oblivion. I mean, if you think of one Axe, I mean, I feel like it is Seb, though, right? Surely. Ace.
All right, here we go again.
Call comes in, dead shot, though, but the Split Earth is there to layer, and the Chop. Actually, I couldn't tell if the Chop was completely successful or not. Either way, the kill goes the way of Gaiman again. Ari now flame broken and lassoed. Looking for the call. Oh, yeah, that feels good. Can just...
It's going to do more than that, huh? I know the dead shot clipped Daracho in the end, but I'm surprised he didn't do more of a dent into Tomato there with the items that he has.
Yep, dead shot.
Ace.
Now on to Ace.
It's tanky.
Already at half HP is Tomato closing the gap. As the Chrono, of course, will use it. The rest of his team will walk into it as they do.
Awkward.
Very poorly played there as Ace now calls, looking for a potential chop, but Tomato time walks away. And Ace was using the Bloodstone there. The coil's going to snap, and he is still very tanky, but eventually OG gets what they came for. Tomato, though, lassoed and soloed essentially by Tofu. Seb's gonna get the Nightmare Celery, takes it off instantly. Tofu making his way over as well as BZM coming to the party. Jingu is going to connect, but the RP onto 3 heroes. Block grenade onto 3 heroes as well, even more important. Seb gets taken out first by Quinn, though. Glimpse out onto him. Gets another Jingu stack, but he falls in the end. 2 for 2. Lots of action early on as Dyrachyo, basically a creep at this level of the game, showing up, tickling everyone. They're laughing their way to the farm as Tofu gets skewered by Whisper, and now Dyrachyo tried to help his team, but he's just gonna die again. Can he deny himself on the creeps? No.
All right, that was unnecessarily rude to Dyrachyo. Because again, this is honestly, okay, hang on.
Yeah, hold your
Whisper
horses.
has no time for
all right, puts
Tom.
Ace on the cliff. Very classic stuff. And the Static Storm now applied to several heroes. You can see Quinn just trying to brush it off. He's going to get snowballed, which actually cancels the grip. And Quinn gets off his Wukong's command. Whisper getting really low, but Nightmare to save him just a little bit. Another skewer, almost clipping all of them. But the damage is enough either way for OG. Ace still stuck up there, that fat, juicy watermelon. Finally, Whisper's reign comes to an end via Dyrachyo's right click. Somehow he does enough damage to kill something other than a creep. It's incredible, in fact, as Ace, this will take a while, but Tomato and company will claim the watermelon. Feels like it's more than that.
OG trying to beat that record in this one.
Yeah, for sure. BZM, all right. Oh my God.
Beautiful.
RP onto 3 heroes. Waveform completely misses. Ravage to follow from Ace, though, actually doing a lot of damage. They're going to be able to take out Whisper and the Bane. As you can see, 4 heroes very low for Gaming Gladiators. They try to run away. The Magnetize gets 1, make it 2. And BZM and company able to eventually clean up. It was looking a bit hairy for them, but this net worth lead is no joke. Ace stuck inside the kinetic field. Triple kill for Tomato.
Okay, he's in there.
He wants to go
really
very
in
deep.
there.
My goodness, gets off the Magnetize, already at half HP. RP comes in, hitting
back on the way with game 2 of the lower bracket finals of EPL World Series Americas. I am Waxin, joined by Crasher Rooney, and who needs ESL when we've got EPL?
I heard that there's people who think they're the same thing. You know, Twitch chat, they're not known for their high IQ, so we'll take, you know, anyone who thinks this might be ESL, we'll take you in, we'll harbor you until then. Yeah, we'll show you some love for sure.
I can tell you one thing, Crash. Whatever happens here today is 100 times more entertaining than what happens over at ESL. And not because of production quality, because we've had a few issues with productions. Well, I say me. But over the other side, people keep playing those heroes that always look like Medusa. Guess what? During our game 1, which was very entertaining and slightly back and forth for about 10 minutes, the Medusa lost again over at ESL. So, you know, here at least we don't know the script.
Yeah, you know, despite what some people may believe, the casters don't know what's going to happen all the time, believe it or not. We're not always right. We're not always, you know, knowing of the script of the Dota gods. Gaben wrote them himself. It's not like we get the email chain. We're too low on the list.
We're 10 seconds out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not on any list, I'm gonna be honest. Maybe the
I'm on a
blood.
few lists, but I think it's because I really like someone called me thebomb.com, and I went to that website, and I think I'm on a list now. I'm not too sure.
I see. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm curious to see if beastcoast will be going to drop some bombs themselves, as they're running a lot of reserve time. So maybe a techies, but no, they're gonna go back for the Bane. That's what I was going with that joke. Nowhere else. Just so you know, I'm talking about the techies.
I was with you on that. Yeah, I was with you on that for sure. I mean, Techies is a good pairing, but they already have the Tiny, so maybe that 4 slot has already been filled, and they're not too comfy running the Techies on 5.
I see. Yeah. That makes sense.
Because Amisho's the big Techies player for sure.
Well, we're gonna see another one. Oh my goodness, they're not hesitating. 1 beat, and this time the Shadow Demon was banned, but it doesn't matter. They're gonna get the Bane, the Leshrac. Such a classic combo, right? Nightmare into Earth Splitter, and you're dead.
Yep. You can also Nightmare into second Earth Splitter. Like, this combo has evolved since then as well. Right, and Fiend Script goes crazy with Leshrac. Like, it is such a great combo, because the one thing Lesh doesn't like is when people run away from you, and with Tiny and Bane, it's It's a dish right to you. That's Tiny Airlines feeding you fast food and Bane serving you up a fresh plate of pangolin.
Fresh mate indeed. Actually, I would love to see some Pudge. I think we've had one game of Pudge. You can please check the stats. I think I've had one game of Pudge this stream. But, yeah, it's not going to be the case as we get a Veno, which is really good. He's been slowly climbing his way up through the rankings lately. The reduction of health regen is really good from him, and it's going to be quite a good one to have versus Alesh.
All right, 4 games on the Pudge. He's
Okay.
1-3.
Practically unbeaten.
Sure. It's 1 win, 3 losses, but sure, whatever copium you're huffing, dude.
Mm-hmm. Hey, there's one more win that I was expecting it to have, and this Centaur, though. Ooh, another one of these heroes that the teams in the Americas regions kind of stayed away from, finally making an appearance in the lower bracket final. I did say that about the Weaver, and the Weaver then got moved on to 4. Please do not play Centaur support, please.
Look, the last... I don't even know if I'm allowed to say his name. Last time I saw Centaur support was when Taiga was still playing on Bleed.
Who? Who's that? Who? I don't know who that is.
Beast Coast, they're just gonna grab a very classic combo to pair up against the Centaur. It's very easy. Just grab the Lifestealer. Now, there is one little combo that might be troublesome for Lifestealer.
Okay.
Is Aghanim Scepter's a little bit of a weird purchase now, and I know it's a weird. I'm gonna go on a weird tangent, but if Lifestealer hops inside someone, and then you stampede away, you've essentially kidnapped the Lifestealer, and you can then surround him and kill him.
Wait, is that how it works?
Like that. Oh, absolutely. If Lifestealer jumps inside of you with his Aghanim Scepter, you can stampede away and he's stuck inside of you.
Interesting.
A cool combo used to be he would jump into like a Beastmaster bird or a Chen unit, and you just teleport them back to base, and then Lifestealer's in your fountain all of a sudden if he doesn't hop out as fast enough. 10 seconds. It's pretty funny. So it's similar, you know, you're not gonna quite get him back to the fountain, but the idea is the same, right? Isolate him, kill him.
Okay, so far, Beast Coast, I think they're definitely winning this draft.
Oh, absolutely. Hands down. I like when they open up with Tiny for Beast Coast specifically, because not only is, you know, Lesh a cool Lumpy hero, but Lumpy
whatever
loves
happened
Tiny.
here today
so when
is
you open this up for Beast
more
Coast, Infinity immediately respond with Pango, so they're like, oh, we've got the good matchup, right? Pango versus Tiny. No, all of a sudden you're in a rough matchup because this Pango is going mid against a Lesh. It should be a survivable lane for Pango.
Yep.
But it's not the best. It's not the easiest. There shouldn't be kill potential, but there is still that slight chance. Now, going the other way, the Pango on the Lesh, I really don't think there's going to be any point in which PP is getting a solo kill on Lumpy.
I mean, they will have overall last pick for Infinity, so hopefully something to tie it all up for themselves. They also seem to believe this is going to be a core Tiny, as they're banning out the Hoodwink. I don't want to see Amisho on that one again. He's doing lots of good work. Okay, they're not sure. They're banning both the Hoodwink and the Beastmaster, which I think would be really good, but this might give us a hint towards the fact that they might be looking at picking an illusion-based hero.
Yeah, it could be something along the lines of a Naga Siren. It does pretty well into Lifestealer. It does decently into Lash. I mean, you do have all of that wave clear on the Strack, so it's not... Like, you'll get tanky enough where he can't just full to zero your illusions. But until that point, it's incredibly hard of a matchup. So I don't think we're going to see anything like that. Instead, it's probably going to be a Vitali Wind Ranger.
Interesting. Wind Ranger, I mean... At least that means you're not going to have a tanky offlaner. This could also be a position for Wind Ranger, right? We just saw a support Weaver.
Yeah, it could be a support Wind and a 3 Tiny. I do believe Vitali has played them pretty much equally.
Oh.
4 games on Wind and 1 game on Tiny.
Oh la la! Not an illusion-based hero, but we have hashtag new hero. I think it's been played before, but definitely not a lot, as we get the Kotaro Drow Ranger, and he's got the Arcana, he's got the items. It's like, you know what, it could be our last game in the tournament. Let me just run this one, and I gotta say this. Back in the day, Drow used to be really good versus the Lifestealer, pretty solid versus Leshrac. I don't hate this pick.
I don't hate it either. It's not something I really saw on the docket, as it's already only been picked twice here at EPL Season 10. Yeah, it should be fine. I am worried that if Pate gets something like a Blink Dagger and just jumps on top of Kotaro, then all of a sudden we might have problems. PP on paper shouldn't really have a game with Bane just existing and Vitali on the wind. Not only do you have the Fiend script, but now you have the Focus Fire as well. That should be a dead PP every fight.
Yeah, I don't know. I really think this Drow Ranger might actually be the necessary final piece of the puzzle. And I dare say, Ryu gets an Aghanims, right? We got a Drow Ranger traveling in a cart, killing everybody.
Yeah, if the game gets to 45-50 minutes, we'll probably see an Aghs on Centaur. Other than that, I highly doubt it. It is a good item. I think people have found more value into it more recently when they realized, hey, it's just a free Stampede for Centaur.
Yep.
Now, whether or not that's worth 4,200 gold is another question, but still, it exists nonetheless. People have found a little bit of value in it more recently. It's still a little bit of a meme, but it's certainly possible. And honestly, not too bad, right? Kiting is the name of the game right now, especially when you're dealing with a Lifestealer and Lesh, so I hate it, but it's a possibility.
Pulling out all the stops, even the strats that nobody's running. Why not? It's like I said, it could be the last game here for Infinity in this lower bracket final. We're going to start off with a pause. 10 out of 10. I mean, it's the theme of being a Dota 2 player, right?
Yeah, it checks out. Pauses are just part of the game, especially at this level of Dota. I feel like pauses happen a lot more frequently. Because pro players are so damn stingy. Oh, I'm playing at 119 FPS instead of 120. It must be lag. Please help me. I must pause and disconnect and reconnect. Oh man, no, it's just pro players are a little stingy because it's all important.
I'm looking at the prize pool, and honestly, winning this lower bracket final could mean quite a lot. Doubling the prize pool that you've earned this far. Third place gets $1,500. Second place, $3,000. So, I mean, that is, I would say that's a considerable amount of money. Of course, when you split it to 5, it's way less. If you get second place, that's about 600 each, but obviously if you get third, you get 300 each. So I don't think it would hurt for Infinity to put up a fight and at least try to get into the upper bracket, the grand final.
I sure hope they're gonna try. Could you imagine if they just roll over this game and it's like a 15-minute GG?
I mean, they did pick a Drow Ranger.
Yeah, like I don't think it's gonna happen. I think Infinity are better than that, but if it is gonna happen, it's gonna be off the back of a damn Veno Drow lane, which kinda stinky if I'm being honest, like in a good way, right? Like it feels really bad to play up against as a wind Tiny. What the hell is Tiny gonna do in this lane, realistically? Speed, maybe? That's
probably, yeah, I'm thinking. I mean, it's Elmisha, right? So he's done some crazy stuff, but I think I do remember in a particular game where he kind of struggled on the Tiny, so maybe that is the game plan, shutting down the position 4 that has been so strong this past couple of days in this lower bracket for Beast Coast.
I mean, I think dealing with, like, especially when you've got players like Elmisho, I think Kiri's another one, and then, you know, to go to higher up tier like Crit and things like that, I think there is a real strategy trying to shut down these players. And it's a lot easier to deal with these greedy 4s than it is a lot of the times to deal with the 1, the 2s, the 3s.
I mean, what do you think about this Venomancer? Because I feel like it has a very passive impact, not a like upfront impact, but then towards the end of the game, even position 5 Venos are up there in the top 3 most damage dealers every single time they're picked in pro games. So yeah, how do you feel about Veno currently?
I've been seeing this hero a lot in my pubs pop up recently. I've been seeing it in pro games a lot more now too. I hate it, in a good way. I think this hero just puts a lot of pressure of you on lane. As a support player, I find myself feeding a lot more frequently than not when I'm laning up against a Venomancer.
Oh, interesting.
Because, like, what is it, like an 80% slow or something, like a 50% slow? It feels a lot larger than that. But, like, a 50% slow on a support hero with no boots is kind of sad. We see Elmisho try to supplement that by getting a Windlace level 1, which is going to help him trade as well as run away from the eventual Gale that's going to be hitting him in the face. And I found that Elmisho game you were talking about. It was actually against Infinity a few days ago. He went 1-11-7 on the Tiny.
So I do. My memory doesn't quite fail me yet. And okay, maybe he wants to just have a bit of a revenge tour right now, picking it once again. But like you said, versus this Veno Drow lane, he's not gonna have the best of time. Also, Infinity managed to get 3 bounty runes, quite surprisingly.
Cool. That's a great start for Infinity. I will say Tiger getting Venomous or Poison Sting level 1 is pretty standard at this point. I'm not too surprised by it. I do think they might have had kill potential if he got Gale, though.
I think they're gonna have kill potential as it is right now because there is no wind run and Vitaly's just gonna die. And yes, Tiger loses his courier in the process, but who cares? You just killed the offlaner. Yeah.
Now, to be fair, he technically lost like 3 couriers because the couriers like the 3 little donkeys. But it doesn't give any more gold, unfortunately.
That would be broken, right?
Wouldn't it? A pay to lose courier. It's a really expensive courier too, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, it would literally be pay to lose. It's like the opposite of that new Escape from Tarkov expand, or you know, what a supporters pack or whatever the hell it is that got released that killed the game. I don't know too much about it. I just know everyone's in an uproar about it.
Well, we singled out Elmisho for not having a great Tiny game. A contrast, Lumpy. It's been carrying some of these games on the Beast Coast, the Lesh racks. So, but so has PP4 on the Bangalore, right? So it's gonna be a really interesting back and forth. Lesh Pango, one of these lanes that we have seen way too much of, unlike the previous one with the Doom mid. So, how do you think this one's gonna fare when the Lesh gets his level 5?
It should be fine. Like I think we talked about it a little bit during the draft. There is kill potential if PP misuses his abilities, but PP's most this is his most played hero in the past year, in pro matches at least. It should be fine, right? Surely it's okay that you're not, that you're not misusing your abilities. Because if you swash to get 1 last hit, and then you eat a stun, come level 4, level 5 on the Lesh, it should be a kill. It's one of those lanes where, similar to laning up against a Primal Beast, you just need to be careful on how you use your swashbuckle.
Okay. What is the build-up going to be? Still Diffusal first, or we might see something funky like an Orchid there? I mean, you don't need it. You've got a Drow.
Do anything other than Diffusal, especially when you're, like... I think Pango's at a point now where his build has been figured out, and shying away from it would do more damage to the hero than good.
Yeah, and you got a Drow with Gust. You don't need an extra silence, at least. Which brings me to the next question. What is Lumpy going to do to offset that? Is he going to go for the Yule Scepter, maybe?
Yeah, I actually think he's gonna... I think he might have it queued up right now. There is a Staff of Wizardry with, I believe, when you shift Q, it is the first item for the Yule Scepter. So it could be the Yules. It could just be a boring old Kaya as well, which is probably the bigger chance. But Yules is really good this game, right? It is quite good into the Veno, into Pango as well. You know, he's rolling by you, all of a sudden you throw yourself up into the air and he doesn't hit you. Then he's got to do like a full 180 to try and come back. And at that point you're a Lesh, so you've got like 1,000,000 movement speed, you're running away from him. So yeah, I really like the Yules here. I think it's a very good setup as well for a bunch of your abilities. It's like this weird setup for Tiny as well, right? You just Yule someone up into the air, and it should be an easy toss back. I hate this laughing in my ear. I need this out of here. I need PP to stop, please.
You know what I think we need? We need casters to be able to drop voice lines.
Ooh, like caster voice lines, like the cap voice lines, and you know all those TI voice lines, the sticker ones.
What do you mean? You haven't paid for the Crasheroonie voice line?
I wish, dude. I don't know. I've like tried to think about what my voice line would be.
Okay.
I've forgotten. I have no idea. I don't have any good ideas. I'll workshop it for when I get there. But yeah, do you have any idea? Have you thought about it at all?
Oh, I've been thinking about this a lot, and I feel like every time I come on, they're like, oh, this is the best one, and then like, whatever, 2 months later, I'm like, what would my voice line be? And I cook up something else, and I'm like, maybe the other one was better, but I cannot remember what the other one was. So, yeah, it's a bit of a struggle. Again, one of the only reasons why we haven't gotten our voice lines yet, Crash, but as soon as we get them ready, I think the TI invite will be on its way.
Yeah, they actually come up with the voice lines first, and then the TI invite. It's actually a prerequisite.
Oh.
The TI invite is the voice lines, yeah.
The more you know.
Well, then you're not allowed.
The more...
Up top, dropping low. They will go down. Vitaly will trade his life away, but that is a worthwhile sacrifice, at least in my opinion. Maybe Vitaly dying again isn't the most ideal, but it's fine, surely. Vitaly should be happy with that. He got the X as well.
Gonna die here. He's gonna he's gonna TP away.
He's fine.
He's gonna TP into the tower, so he's gonna come back below quarter HP. Does have a few tangles to invest through, but I'm gonna disagree with you. I think like every single kill that goes in the side of Tiger is gonna be an advantage, because this Veno will be way stronger with levels than a Tiny will, right? As we see this Gale flying in, and now Vitaly level 2 has to get a wind run, but the Lotus will go towards the Radiant.
That's okay. If you're not leveling wind run level 2, you're missing something. Ryu's gonna get moves down bottom for pretty much free. That was just a lift fade bolt into a hoof stomp.
A lot of action everywhere, and again, Infinity. I mean, they had a pretty good start to the laning phase in game number 1. Let's see if this time around they can actually turn to something else, as Vitaly is gonna have to use the power shot to get the kill. Look at Kotaro trying to reposition himself, gonna connect with one of the frost arrows. A few more right clicks needed. Vitaly has a shackle shot and is gonna perfectly connect, but I think this Drow just gonna have to kill anyway, as she scales the multi-shot. And now the Tiny does not have a toss, has an extra point that could be used if needed.
I think that was a little bit of a misplay there from Vitaly. I think he ran the wrong way. I genuinely, I don't know, like, I guess you get the shackle shot, which is important, but I think if you run the other way, you have more of a chance of living, because running down into the river like that just gives them more kill potential on you.
Yeah.
And Vitaly, he's got to wait in base for a few seconds, which means Misho's going to die in that
He's just
time.
dead, yeah. I mean, the deny might, no, Vitaly TP'd to the right, so that's not going to be a deny. And Crash, I've got some good news for us, right? I suspect we're gonna get quite a hell of a big influx of viewers in any moment now, as I'm taking a look at our competition, and like I predicted, you know, ESL's no EPL, and guess what? Falcons looks like they are dominating, unlike beastcoast, who is kind of struggling in this game number 2. So we might get a few thousand viewers joining us. Hashtag ESL, please raid EPL.
Ooh, that'd be fun. That's one thing I do enjoy about EPL is Lumpy. He's actually potentially getting solo killed by PP mid. He's going to try to turn around. The Edict will finish him off.
Kotaro's dying as well up top.
He's the first one to get the first kill. Kotaro, he might be fine.
He's dead?
No, he's dead.
He's fully dead. Oh my goodness, this is a bit of a rough one.
Tiger too. There's another power shot of it.
It's got self.
Level 1. Oh.
It's got self. He'll be fine.
Way to ruin all the fun, Tiger.
Well, I think he really needed to stay alive, because if you lost your third hero for one, that would have been completely unfortunate. As you said, there was a trade in mid, but Lumpy will be very, very happy with that one. Sorry, will be very unhappy with that one. Up top, Tiger. And Tiger's getting dive. There's 4 Radiant heroes here, and we have a TP from Michael, but Kotaro, toss will be thrown on top of it. Multi-shot will not do anything. You lose the Veno, you lose the Drow, and now Michael will follow as well. Can Lumpy collect the kill with the Lightning Storm? And yes, he will not actually. Elmisho will get it with one of the Avalanche sticks. And just as I was saying that beastcoast is not doing that well, they had to prove me wrong.
it was just all about timing for Beast Coast, right?
Yeah.
They were waiting and buying their time, and at the end of the day, it works out in their favor because Drow Veno is a strong lane until their heroes don't care about your abilities, right? Until there's an overwhelming amount of heroes that can get on top of you. That's when all of a sudden this lane starts falling apart without any stuns.
Venomancer up top right now is gonna connect with a Gale on Vitaly, and despite getting a few kills back, oh, he's gonna die. Okay, Rolling Thunder will connect in time, and Justin was saying Vitaly was not looking too good despite getting 2 kills. Still level 4, pretty under level for a Wind Ranger, and that's one of the reasons you play Wind Ranger core, right? You want her to get those extra levels earlier.
Yeah, and I think having to level Shackle Shot there, like earlier on to level 3, kind of was fairly bad for Vitaly. Because all of a sudden you're lacking a lot of damage when you're level 3. Level 4, it feels a lot better, obviously, because you want that point in a Shackle Shot eventually. But you really suffered come level 3, and Moose, this time around, he's going to be stealing the Wisdom Rune. That means 2 runes for Beast Coast. He's probably going to pay for it with his life, but that's a trade he's willing to take.
He's quite tanky because of the raindrops as well. We can see him surviving and now going to use the brain sap, but the telekinesis will pull him back up. And now the lifestealer is here and Moose is fine. And I think they can actually just turn around Michael. I think he will pay for his life. He does have a Lotus and Ryu is going to charge the stun, but now body blocks Michael just a little bit, so both supports will survive. You really needed to get that trade kill back as... I mean, you lost both Wisdom Runes. This is completely atrocious for your supports. Michael is level 4.
Oh boy, and you know, if there's one thing I know about Rubik, which is quite a bit, he likes his level 6. I know it might be a little crazy to say, but the Rubik level 6 is a very big spike for the hero.
Yeah.
Right? It's like Bane without Fiend Script. It just feels bad. And Veno as well. That's where a lot of his damage comes from. Now, Tiger is in a much better position. He's already getting close to that level 6. He's level 5 and a quarter. So as long as he keeps soaking mid, it should be fine. But the one hero I feel like is kind of running away with this game is Lumpy. And, you know, we asked the question, what is going to be the build for the Lestrak? There's no Eul Scepter in sight. Instead, it looks like it's just going to be Kaya BKB.
I mean,
which
the BKB is good enough.
Pretty good, yeah. Heroes are coming in down bottom. DD has been popped from PP.
And it's going to be the Bane falling in just a second, as Moose will not be as survival as he was when the Pangolier rotates. But we have a smoke coming in from El Mishu and Lumpy. They want to join up with Vitaly up top, and Kotaro seems to be their target of choice. This Wind Ranger will connect with a Shackle. No, Kotaro will stay alive. Do we have a Gust? It does available, but it's not going to connect in time. Is Kotaro actually going to die? No, still alive! Turns around with a multi-shot, and the toss will collect the kill, and Lumpy TP's back away as we have more rotations coming in from the Centaur. 1 for 1, but hey, you got something in exchange for your life on the side of the Dire, right?
Yeah, and Tiny gets a little bit of gold from that there as well, right? Any gold the Tiny gets before his Blink Dagger is super important, right? Obviously, the faster you get Blink Dagger on a support Tiny, the better that it is for you. And all the while, I guess the good news for Infinity there is that PP has the Diffusal Blade coming out shortly. He's just a little bit ways away. He's about 1,000 gold away, which honestly for a Pangolier isn't too much. PP should be able to find a kill in 20 seconds, which will propel him even further towards that Diffusal Blade. And he got the mid-tier 1 tower, so it's okay. I think I'm coping a little bit for Infinity. But it's all right? Losing your Drow, of course, feels bad, especially when Paik has had a completely free game. 71 and 10 on the CS. Top of the net worth by about 500 ahead of the Drow. And a nice scan coming out from Beast Coast. Catches this smoke from Infinity.
They have a shield rune. They know PP picked it up because Moose was trying to get it, but the Nightmare was a second too late. Also, we have a Fiend's Grip on the side of the Radiant, so this could be a very important team fight to dictate the pace of the game, as we had an infested Satyr Crypt. The Lifestealer just under the Twin Gate will probably get spotted, but he's very speedy. Will actually take the Twin Gate up top, and PP smoke will break, does not know where from, and they're gonna claim this tier 1 bottom. But the Lifestealer kind of wants to join Vitaly. They're not really sure what to do. He's wasting a bit of time actually on the Satyr.
Yeah, this is all time that Pake is on farming, which is kind of a big deal because what was once a 500 net worth advantage has been closed immediately from Kotaro. You know, a lot of the times I've cast Kotaro and I ask the question, where the hell does he find that farm? I feel like in 30 seconds he's gotten 500 gold. Where did that come from? I feel like he was just jungling.
It might have been some stacks done by the Rubik, thus explaining why the Rubik we saw underleveled. He left the lane for a little bit to just get the stacks. Again, Rubik barely level 5, so still struggling because of those double missed wisdom runes. So maybe that's what happened? I didn't quite check, I'll be honest.
I mean, it's still gold for Drow, which is a very good thing. There are a little bit of stacks in the triangle, just the ancient camp double stack. I don't think Kotaro could take it if it was triple, quadruple stack. That sounds like a team effort. I'm not too sure what Infinity are trying to accomplish here mid, but to be fair, because all these tier 1 towers are down minus top, you don't really have many other moves other than looking for pickoffs, and Vitaly seems to be a prime target right now.
I'm quite surprised to see Vitaly got his level 9. He was quite underleveled at one point, but he has been giving a lot of space, so maybe killing him now will be a really good halting some of his progress, as PP has the Diffusal, has an Arcane Bow, has a Shield Rune, and the Stampede will come through. The nice telekinesis in the air. Michael, oh, Sacral Shot connects to him. Michael could have died if Vitaly were slightly tankier, but in the end, PP claims the kill. Michael gets even closer to level 6. Doesn't have it quite yet. And now they're taking the Twinkies bottom. Actually, they're lining up for Moose. Moose gonna get connected. Nightmare still has a Fiend's Grip. But we have Tiger as well joining up with a Noxious Blade. What did I just call that? Noxious Plague. That's the one I wanted to say.
Close enough.
Yeah, Noxious Blade. Definitely sounds like English.
Yeah. It's good enough, dude. Yeah, that was a really good move from Infinity going through the Twin Gates like that. It's just a classic move, right? You got to kill around the Twin Gates, use the Twin Gates, go gank the carry. Oh, Misho is waiting with this Blink Dagger with the help of Leshrac. They should get a free kill onto PP. A beautiful swash. PP's still dead, though.
Yeah, he will die to the pure damage from the Diabolic Edict, but that was impressive. I didn't know that was possible. Now Ryu's gonna turn around. They didn't want to get the skill into the Leshrac. Infest will protect him, but not for much longer, as he still dies to the right clicks from the high ground of Kotaro. But El Misho jumps in, avalanche. It's actually a toss into the low ground, and now Kotaro, what started to look like a good trade-off for him, will be very painful. 4 heroes dead for the Dire, and now Tiger still has the Noxious Plague, but he is getting pursued by Moose.
He doesn't have another one, though, so the Blink Dagger won't get cancelled again.
Yeah, we'll die. It's a team wipe.
Oh, that's so horrifying. They get the Lesh once again, hoping and coping on the side of Infinity, but that is not a worthwhile trade at all for you. Losing Kotaro like that again. Like, maybe you can make an argument if you lose everyone but Kotaro, you're happy with that, but that's a 3k swing almost for Beast Coast.
It's actually disastrous, to be completely honest with you.
Oh, it absolutely is.
and I don't know how you're gonna survive this mid game. I mean, we jokingly talked about the, you know, Aghanim, Scepter, Centaur, minute 45 Drow Ranger with Ags and Shard, but you gotta survive the mid game if you have dreamy aspirations like these ones.
Good news is Centaur has Blade Mail, and he's about 1,000 gold into his Blink Dagger. But Ryu, he needs to farm that up super fast. Because right now, Beast Coast, they don't need to stop going. Right? Maybe they wait for Maelstrom, which actually, it's been completed already on Wind. Fiend Script is going to be up in 30 seconds. That's probably the only thing you can wait for. Ryu's about to get a free kill down bottom, it looks like. Oh no, he leaves. He's not waiting there for Moose. I swear he was going to chill instead.
He's not really decided, as he's quite afraid of Moose, might not know about the timing of the Fiend's Grip. And you don't often see a Bane just so cocky without anyone behind him. And Pyke will show up. El Misho is going to come in as well. We're going to have a Gale connecting. Do we have a Blink? We don't have a Blink on Ryu. Wow, he's so underfarmed right now.
Yeah, it's comparable to the Tiny. Not quite the same. It's about a 1k difference, but still.
Yeah, and El Misho, I think we kind of put him on the spot. He's doing a hell of a job currently. Just Blink, Staff of Wizardry will be going towards a Yule Scepter. And what is there to do if you're on the side of Infinity? Because you need to take these fights, but Kotaro doesn't want to join you, only has level 11, needs at least 12 for that extra marksmanship damage. PP in a similar situation needs a few last hits. He will get level 12 just now, so 2 points in Rolling Thunder will feel slightly better for the Pangolier.
Remember when marksmanship used to one-shot creeps? What a dumb time to be alive and playing Drow.
Just like most Drow players, right?
That's fair enough, I guess.
Shots fired. Shots fired. As
literally and figuratively.
Oh my goodness, this Ruby gets completely melted. He stays alive actually for a while longer, and Vitali's gonna die. I did not expect that to happen, and Misho gets put onto the high ground, but now another shield crash, and now the low ground hits from the Drow Ranger will convert. It's a 2-for-1, and you really kind of overcommitted for Rubik. There was no vision from the Radiant to know the positioning of the rest of the Dire heroes, but finally Infinity getting something back their way. They really needed that one.
I don't know what Moose has been doing down here in the bottom lane. It seems like it's been a lot of wasted time at least. Lumpy is invis, which should result in a kill on Kotaro. Bane is here as well. Just drop the grip. Yeah, you're dead.
I mean, at least you forced out grip. 40 seconds, you're back. Grip will be in cooldown for 115. Join your team and go for a kill. And they're not even waiting, actually. I think PP and Tiger. No, I thought they were gonna go and try to jump on top of this Leshrac. It's only Tiger potentially attempting a D word, but there's no observers where PP was killed. So where Pike was Kotaro. Who? Kotaro's the Drow Ranger. Pike is the other carry, of course. Speaking of Pike, he's getting a last hit on Michael right now with a rage. A bit of a help from El Micho. Ryu kind of baited his own Rubik into that one. They were like, oh, let's engage, and that was not the right play.
I feel like I keep saying this, but good news for Infinity. I feel like Professor Farnsworth from Futurama. Good news, everyone. Ryu has his Blink Dagger. It is online finally. Infinity, it's able to start making moves. PP has a Blink Dagger now as well, Rolling Thunder up as well as a Haste Rune. Can't really wait too much longer. As the more Beast Coast have time. Oh, that's a full Radiance on Page's Courier that just got killed. That feels so bad.
Again, every single thing that Infinity gets is really good for their side, and now holding that Radiance for 2.5 minutes is going to be really good. And we have a hasted Pangolier, and they're pinging this down bottom. They knew the direction of the Courier, so they're going to try to maybe find something. El Micho in a position to kind of tank the gank as we get a Nightmare in the triangle, wherever. Why is Moose here?
I don't know, but I actually kind of like it. He was getting pincered a little bit in the mid, so he was kind of forced to move up here into the jungle. It was just unfortunate that Rubik was there. If Michael, for some reason, was just chilling out behind the Drow.
Oh, look at Drow.
If that wasn't the case...
Gosh, hits into the treatments! I mean, they've got who? Because this Lifestealer versus Kotaro, they're just facing each other and Rage TP out. Okay.
I mean, you can't stop the Rage TP, right? So...
I guess.
No one else is around.
Yeah,
There's nothing you could really do there. If the rest of Infinity were ready, maybe you could make something happen there. But because of all the space that Moose just made, everyone is kind of scattered and not sure what to do anymore. They just found a kill. They think it's enough, so they immediately start splitting up. Now, I say that as they group up once again. They're looking for Pake, because I think they know that either Vitali or Pake are up here. And, well, the answer is Vitali, but he's getting close to that BKB, 700 gold away, which is going to be a big game changer for Beast Coast. All of a sudden, Vitali's going to be able to live through most of these engagements, hopefully.
Lumpy also 1400 away from getting his BKB on the Leshrac, so that's going to be, well, double course BKB plus a Rage on the Lifestealer, so you're not going to be killing them as easily. But a Regen Rune collected by PP, not the biggest dub for taking out the rune, but taking it away from the Leshrac, that is massive.
Yeah, Lesh would have loved to have that rune, and we're going to see a group up here from Infinity under this ward. They're going to look for a really good fight.
Mishu gets telekinesis up and the blink is in cooldown. Yulscepter does arrive via career, so he might be able to pop it to use to buy a little bit of time, but nobody else wants to come and help him. Mishu will die in the end. He is very tanky, level 11 on the Tiny, but now there's gonna smoke right up again, and Moose dies bottom to the Drown Ranger, right clicks. Kotaro doing a lot of good job in Stampede now. They want to jump on Vitali, does get inhibited by the Diffusal, and now turns around. Slow down, but look at the Leshrac TP. Ryu, you might have been slightly too deep in the end. Pretty good, though. Managed to get 2 kills. They wanted to go for more, but at least they didn't lose anyone in the process.
See, that time around, I feel like, what the hell is Moose doing there? Because, well, what the hell was Moose doing there? This time around, he wasn't getting pincered. There were no heroes around him. He just decided to walk down there and farm around the Drow.
He was waiting for a Underlord Fiend's Grape or an IO Relocate to come in and set up with the Nightmare, right? Shades of whatever it was 14 hours ago for us.
Beastcoast are reading this move perfectly from Infinity. They're posturing around the Roche Pit in this ward. Beastcoast, they need to deward this or look to fight a little bit deeper.
But they don't have the ultimates.
Complete vision.
They're jumping in though. They want to blow Moose up, but now the Infest is gonna come in and gonna be a traded support for offlane. But Vitali, BKB or not, he's gonna die to the right clicks. One more will do it, and he just falls. That is the 9-second BKB. Elmisho has to use himself up, but the Rolling Thunder is back off cooldown, and the Tiny will be collected again by Kotaro, and that is a stolen infested Rubik into the Drow Ranger.
I was really confused for a second. I thought Lifestealer farmed up an Ags in that time. And then he wasn't. It took me for a loop for a second. Not quite sure how Michael was able to snag that one, if I'm being honest.
And now Roshan, you gotta go for Infinity, and this is one of the aspects that you brought up just before the team fight. You need to clear the vision. One of the reasons why we have Falcons being such a successful team in Tier 1 Dota right now is because they always have vision when they take a team fight, and that's what Infinity had now. Top Cliff Observer Word, they got the jump onto the Bane, you took out the Fiend's Grip, you took out the Nightmare, and then you started at a player disadvantage. Nice victory for Infinity.
And Vitali is still getting blown up in the instant these fights start. Right, that fight started with Moose and Vitali getting pretty much full to zeroed by the Wombo combo Infinity.
This is very interesting, though. Aghanim Scepter already on this Drow Ranger. I mean, it came in way earlier than I was expecting it, and that's good, because this Axe is probably the best item on Drow currently on top of the Pike. So
it feels so good.
I think this is one of the reasons why the Wind Ranger died. Infest to keep Tiger alive. Michael putting that Lifestealer Stolen spell to good use right now, and Tiger will get what I think is one of the best shards in game, the Latent Toxicity, especially versus a Lifestealer. The way this works, if I'm not wrong, you pop the Latent Toxicity on the Lifestealer, he goes for the Rage, and then he gets stunned?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Specifically because Latent Toxicity pierces debuff immunity, and anytime you purge something off, which is usually with something that grants you debuff immunity, like a BKB or I guess a Satanic or Manta, it's the same thing, right? You just get stunned and then you die. Because it is a, what is it, a 1.6 second stun, which is going to set up a lot of abilities for Infinity.
Both teams smoked up, and they're jumping on. The Rolling Thunder is not going to be popped in, and the Bangalore will disappear. The Drow Ranger is actually getting pursued by the Lifestealer, and look at the overall AoE damage. The supports are just melting. Drow has to run away with the help of the Stampede. Michael thrown into the air and will fall, as that is a 3 for none, and the Centaur still in the middle of them all with a Blade Mail activated, trying to get something back onto Lumpy, but Pike just eats him alive.
This is a little bit scary for Beastcoast, right? That was their Aegis fight. That was supposed to be the big fight for them, and they lose pretty much everyone. I guess everyone but the Drow, which is, once again, hoping and coping good, but you lose so much there, and so much momentum is just, you know, taken right. The wind is gone from your sails.
Spoke about the importance of being high ground versus low ground, and your Pangolier just getting jumped on as he was trying to pop the Rolling Thunder on the low ground was actually very costly, as PP third in the network would actually come in, try to deter this push. This Tiny has a shield rune, so will manage to blink away as Kotaro's actually waiting for him. Gust will connect. Yulscepter buying a bit more time, but he will most certainly fall as Rubik steals Tree Grab. That is an awful Rubik spell, but hey, it looks fabulous.
Michael has been trying for so long to try and get some sort of ability from this Tiny that's useful for him. And he's gotten Tree Grab, I believe, the last 3 steals from the Tiny.
My goodness.
It's been very funny to see Michael try his best.
Okay, we have level 18 on Lumpy, level 18 on Pyke, and 17 on Vitaly. Whereas on the side of Infinity, only Kotaro is close to level 18. PP only turned 17, and Ryu, don't even get me started. He's 14. He doesn't even feel like a core currently. He's a 1... Well, okay, two buttons hero currently. Jumping in to get a stun, and then, of course, the Stampede.
I mean, to be fair, Vitaly's not too far behind him.
Fair.
It just feels like this wind has kind of been hitting like a wet noodle.
Oh my goodness.
I would have really liked to see the Gleipnir here instead of like Dragonlance or Pyke.
Crash is just vibing in the Dire Triangle, farming a stack, getting himself closer to the Aghanim Scepter, and now his team will just join him. Both teams, Dire and Radiant, have swapped sides of the map.
It's just that stage of the game, dude. It happens pretty much every game where if you're not taking the fights on your side of the map, the safest place for you to farm is on the enemy side.
And I guess you don't want to take a fight into the Aegis. You realize you won a bit of a fortunate skirmish because of a great jump on the Pangolier. So now you're just trading tier 2 towers. Backdoor protection will slow the Radiant's attempt a bit more, but in the end it will fall. As Tiger doesn't want to stop, he's gonna put up another, not observer, what is that? Like a venomous word? Plague word on the high ground. Yeah, of course.
Yes.
But Pyke, on the other hand, is right-clicking this tier 3. Aegis will expire in 30 seconds. Kotaro's not even TPing to defend just yet. He's actually getting jumped. Oh my god.
He can't TP.
This is a disaster. The high 5 coming in from Lumpy. Indeed, a surprise move will save the Fiend's Grip for the second life. What was
you need it?
We got a Stampede. I think you might. It doesn't matter. He's dead nonetheless. Silence is going to connect, but the toss in the air and the right click from Pyke. I thought I saw an item on the ground for a second.
Could you imagine Kotaro just drops his items and GG's out?
He did have a BKB, but he didn't use it because of the Fiend's Grip. I think it's the correct choice to keep the BKB and not using it. Speaking of the Fiend's Grip, 45 seconds less cooldown, or 40. Now he has an Aghanims, and how are you going to cancel this?
Rolling Thunder. What do you mean, dude? You just crash through all the illusions.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, there's your answer. It's pretty easy, actually, for Infinity. Yeah. The Fiend's Grip still isn't certain.
What about Michael? Because I'm going to be real. Other than that Infest, which was great, he hasn't really stolen anything valuable like the Nightmare, like the Fiend's Grip. I feel like that would be a massive spell to steal.
And Fiend's Grip is an easy spell to steal, too, right? It's very much like Pulverize, where it's not like you're casting other abilities. Now, maybe with that Aghanim Scepter, it's going to be a little bit harder. But still, there's a little bit of a window. Rolling Thunder sounds like it's coming through, yeah.
That's a bit early, but now Moose can probably just use the Fiend's Grip onto... Yeah, that's what's happening. But Ryu's going to come in instantly with the stun, but the Fiend's Grip still continuing. Someone protect this Pangolier. He does get forced up, but in the end, he's too close to the tree line, and the Shackle will connect. And again, you traded your mid lane for a support. We now have the Split Earth in the backline. Lumpy trying to isolate. He does have an amplified damage rune. You cannot take that fight if you're Infinity.
We've got a great steal from Rubik, Split Earth.
Oh, that's massive.
Finally, Michael feels like he gets a good ability, yeah.
Instant cast time from that. Okay, it might be time to just buy a shard here. No, I really think you need a shard on the Rubik only because of the Split Earth, right? So it has such an AoE overwhelming presence, but he will go back to the Glimmer.
It feels good for a lot of the abilities that you can steal. Right, it feels good into the tree toss that you've constantly been stealing, but Split Earth as well, even Brain Sap, it's gonna increase your survivability by quite a bit if you do end up getting that off in a fight.
Oh, got a Nightmare set up bottom, but Bemoose seems to be alone. Vitaly is rotating, but doesn't have a BKB, and Michael is next to him. Fiend's Grip will get invested because of the low cooldown. Vitaly will actually start using the Focus Fire, the Blade from the Centaur, and retaliate, doing a lot of damage. But what are these cooldowns on the Bane? Hello! 4 steps away, but Lumpy gonna come in. Split Earth, lift up from Michael, BKB on Lumpy, and now Ryu will be sacrificed to the Disco Pony. Michael will probably follow suit, doesn't have a 4-step for 8 seconds, and it's a double kill as Misho jumps in on the Venom.
That's Gem.
My goodness.
Well, that's Tiger's gem, actually. Never mind. I thought that was, oh, Vitaly's like dropping his items to load us up. I was really confused for a second, but this should just be high ground here for Beast Coast.
First set of racks almost certainly fall. Fortify might come through to deter them, but it doesn't even seem to be the case. What? They just fortified after the melee fell?
Nerves coming in from Infinity, clearly. As backs are starting to be pushed up against the wall here.
Yeah, they're getting squeezed.
Beast Coast starting to run ahead.
PP can't even shield crash from the low ground to the high ground. Poggers.
I don't think you're allowed to say they're getting squeezed and then talk about PP. I think that's like on par of getting like Twitch banned, I think. I don't think you're allowed to mention those things together.
Wait, I'm just looking for a what is it called? A seed split? What is that?
Seed shot.
That's the one I'm looking for. It's Dota 2, ladies and gentlemen. We are not in the whatever sections Twitch goes for. Very appropriate stuff. Shout out to Twitch. Higher CPR for our EPL ads, please. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, sure. I'll take that. Absolutely. We just need to be careful when we run ads, because we can't do it like auto. We need to manually run ads, which is a little bit of a chore, if I'm being honest.
Let's just do it when we have a Roche team fight. How about that?
Ooh, that'd be great. Or like First Blood starts happening, just run ads.
I love that. I love that. You know what I also love? Yeah, this is about to be either Infinity's play of the tournament or Infinity's end in this tournament, as everybody's smoked up. Infested El Misha on this tiny does have a gem.
Wrap around.
Infinity could just jump into the rush. I don't know how fast they could kill it, but Beast Coast is going for a really long wraparound. So if only Infinity could have, I mean, cheat codes to see what we do.
Maybe they do. That's the trick. They know exactly what's happening, but it doesn't look like it. Infinity are none the wiser. Now, this Venomous Ward, this Plague Ward, should scout out this smoke about to break, and Almisho's been caught.
Well, who's catching who? As PP's jumping in, they want to focus Vitaly, and can they blow out this Ruined Ranger? Yes, they can. The BKB doesn't even get popped, and moves interrupted instantly. No Fiend's Grip to come in. Lumpy lower and lower in HP. Meanwhile, the Venomaster does get killed by Pyke's Lifestealer, and Pyke Rage TP out and will get out of here, but that means you're giving away the Roshan and Infinity. Like I said, could be the play of the tournament for them.
It was definitely make or break there for Infinity, and they made for sure, and this is a big window for them because Lesh is dead, no buyback for 60 seconds. Wind is dead, no buyback for 50 seconds. And this is just the difference of like Vitaly versus Ryu getting their abilities off in fights, right? Same thing with Moose. You're not getting your abilities off means you have no impact during these fights, and it's hard. Like, how do you take an engagement as Bane when you have to walk in slowly against Stampede, against Blink Daggers, against the Plague Wards, the Venomous Gale? It's hard to just walk in there. So I'd love to see Moose go for a Blink Dagger soon, and it looks like I've just clicked on him, and he does queue it up immediately.
Crash, no cheating. Who do you think dealt most damage in that team fight?
Ryu? PP.
You definitely cheated that one. Come on.
I didn't. I don't even have it on my screen anymore, dude. Get out of here.
It was Ryu.
It was PP or Ryu. It was Stampede.
I see.
And like a 3-man hoof stomp into multiple double edges with all of his strength. He's got 4k HP right now on the centaur. That's a lot of damage from double edge.
I would not have expected that. I would have said definitely the Drow or the Pango or the Lifestealer.
Garo did nothing that fight.
Oh, BKB forced again, but this is an amplified damage from Vitaly PP. Pump faking the Rolling Thunder, actually gonna commit to it and now gonna jump over with a shield crash. Stampede gonna give them the extra speed. They really want to get this Wind Ranger, and I think they just might, as we have the Split Earth connecting instantly. And I'm gonna be completely real. I've been talking about the Fiend's Grip stolen by Michael, but I really think this Split Earth might just be the best spell he can have.
I think with the zero cast, like the zero animation on Split Earth, makes it the best ability for you to steal.
Yeah.
If you still had this big ass wind up on the Split Earth, it feels so bad. But Michael, it's so easy to land. You don't need any setup, and to be fair, you have the setup yourself with Lift. Okay, Ryu's gonna do most damage next team fight as well. He just finished up his shard, and he's going Sanjin Kaya. This is gonna be the Ryu's fight again. I'm sure of it.
Lifestealer stole the Wisdom Rune, and when did they lose the racks?
Oh, a while ago.
I remember. Yeah. When they fortified after the melee fell, of course. Sorry.
Yes.
Of course, yeah. I mean, my brain just tried to delete that from its memory.
That's fair. That's fair. It's worth to forget.
My pubs be like...
Yeah.
Let's take a
The
quick
amount
look.
of times I've played and been like, hey guys, we should save this fort. And then within 3 seconds of me saying that, fortification gets used. And I'm like, oh, well, there goes our high ground fortification.
Did you think maybe you speak with non-English speakers? So when they hear fort, they know, oh, fortify, so that's why they commit to it?
Oh, maybe. It's possible. Usually I play in 5 stacks, so that's not really an issue. It's just my friends being a little doofus.
I see. Just put your friends on blast. I mean, understandable. What can I say? Let's look at these items that have come out since we last spoke. It's gonna be the Greaves for the Veno. PP has the Lincoln Sphere and the Basher going for the Abyssal. Now also picked up a Shield Rune. Popped it a bit early, if you ask me. I think could have used the bottle for it, but whatever. Ryu, you said he has got the shard from the Tormentor. This Drow has a 9-second BKB and 2.4k in the bank already.
I think the big item that just came out, at least for Beast Coast, is going to be this Wind Waker on Almisho. It's not just survivability for him, but it's a little bit more to save your Lesh, to save your even Bane.
Okay, Almisho almost got caught by Kotaro. In the end, Kotaro...
There's still the opportunity.
Nah,
Ooh,
Kotaro
okay.
was east. Oh my god, imagine if Almisho just jumps in blindly with an avalanche toss. That would have been disastrous. But,
Right.
I mean, it's 1 minute left on the Aegis, so maybe not that disastrous, but it would have been really cool, like, hype.
It would have been. It would have been a very cool play. But unfortunately, we'll just have to put that one behind us, and it's not going to happen, unfortunately. Sad. Very sad. And look, if I'm going to point fingers at anyone on the side of Beast Coast, because I'm a finger pointer. You know me, Waxon. It's always my friend's faults, never mine.
Of course.
Vitali has really fallen off this game. You know, after that amazing Darkseer performance last game, going 6, 9, and 13 is not a good look. Especially when your other cores are like 8 and 3 and 7 and 0. It's pretty much been Vitali just dying at the beginning of every fight. Vitali and Moose just felt like food.
Do you think it's his way of protesting that he really wanted to play the Tiny and wasn't allowed?
Oh, maybe. That's probably exactly what it was, yeah.
Yeah, that's what you do when you're 1 game away from qualifying for the grand finals, obviously.
Yeah, you throw like a little childish hissy fit because you didn't get the hero you wanted. Absolutely.
Sounds about right.
Especially at this level of Dota, it's to be expected.
Yeah. We have now Glacier for the Drought Ranger, and
lovely.
I mean, we said this is kind of the point where we wanted to see her. I still want the Axe on the Centaur, but it seems to be only a dream for me. Look at Elmisho, by the way. He's just vibing next to the ancient fountain, actually, of Infinity, picking up a TP scroll. And he's not going to TP just yet. Does he put an Observer? Maybe want to hunt some couriers down? He could do it with a tree throw.
Yeah. I don't think any big items are really coming out from Infinity for him to snag.
There's no Observer in stock, bro.
No. Almisho, what are you doing?
Okay, why is PP there? Okay, for a second, PP looked like
They know. They know
How?
Almisho's there. They're pinging him out. I don't know. They saw him on a glimpse of the tower or something. They pinged him out immediately, but Almisho, he's wise to that one.
Okay. Sure. Where's the shard on the Rubik?
It's coming, surely. it's on the courier right now, right? No, it's not. It's T4 item and Observer wards. Yikes. Yeah, I don't know, dude. It's really big item this game, especially when the most important item or ability you can take is Split Earth or Fiend's Grip. There should be a free kill here onto Tiger as he's been left alone.
Again, what is Tiger doing here?
Infinity are coming. They're still willing to take this fight. That's been Fiend's Grip used.
Stampede in. Ryu cannot catch up with the wind run target. And they realized this isn't... I don't think this is the play. I'm gonna be real. We have no Aegis. We've got no Veto, and we're on the low ground. And Beta's gonna catch us. Of course, there's no Fiend's Grip, but there's an infested jump in on the Drow Ranger. Kotaro just has to run away from Pike's Lifestealer. Now Silence for a little bit, turns around. Abyssal from the Pangolier. Now the right clicks on the Glacier, and he is just going for Kotaro, but he's gonna turn around. He's gonna start right clicking, and Win is dead. Lifestealer Gem on the ground, turns around on PP. Kotaro keeps on running away, but the Yule Scepter will throw him up in the air, and now the Split Earth will connect. Drow is gone, and Pyke still surviving with very low HP. Ryu tries to kill Lumpy. Can we get a stun? Bash, maybe? No! Escapes at the very last moment.
That's the 3 strikes there. You know, maybe, just maybe, if there was a 4th strike, you get a bash from PP. As, you know, it's what, 25%? Yeah, 25% chance to bash with 4 hits. That should be, you know, my math is correct. That's a 100% chance.
Is that how RNG works in Dota? Because I don't think so. No, of course.
No,
okay.
It's not. It's not at all. It should be. No, it actually shouldn't be, but, no, very unfortunate there you don't get the bash, because that would have really turned that whole fight around for Infinity. It's still decent, but with Fiend's Grip back up again, Beast Coast, they don't care about Vitality. We've already talked about how he's the weak link. Losing him is, I feel like, child's play at this point. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah, but losing your Drow truly costly, as she doesn't have a buyback, and she will not have one for another 2,000 gold. I'm currently looking at that. Roche will be up in 1 minute, so Infinity lucky with a medium respawn timer. They will not be punished by losing the Roche without a Drow. And look at them, they're heading bottom though. They want to clear this Roche area in the bottom lane to set up for whenever it will respawn. And they need this Aegis. Obviously, we did see right now Pyke with his level 25. He'll have even longer rage duration to just pursue this Drow Ranger. Completely chased her around the mid all the way into their jungle's high ground. So they need something. You're a Drow, you're not a sniper, you don't have a concussive grenade to just push yourself away further. You've got a Pyke, and that's about it.
You've got the Silver's Edge as well, which is pretty much the only counter to the Nullifier. That exists. I think every other kind of survivability item or support item even gets countered by this item. So it's good, right? It's another little bit of survivability. Now, the only counter to that is Dust, which Moose has in spades. And, of course, the gem from Lumpy means that there shouldn't be too much escape. Scan will connect. Roshan is up, but Beast Coast, they need to get there fast. They are already smoked up, and Lifestealer can TP in, but damage might be done already.
I don't think they've got the time.
It's too little too late.
Yeah, they don't have the time for this. I mean, they're quite speedy themselves, but they do not have a Stampede. Look at Lifestealer just committing to this TP. No, we'll cancel it in the end. And now 4 players in the nearby area realizing the Steelers not going to be there. So they will fall back. 1k gold advantage, but still considerable XP on the side of Beast Coast. Oh, PP? Okay. Use the Rolling Thunder.
He's listening to that very popular Limp Bizkit song, the roll and roll and roll, and he got in the mood, right? He was just vibing, and whoops, a little bit of a misplay there.
Happens to the best of us, I suppose.
Yeah.
Well, not to us. We did talk this morning.
No, we're perfect. We're
perfect. Flawless,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
please, flawless.
Yeah.
We need level 25 on this Drow. She's currently struggling to get 23, but this Spangle did get the... Oh, that's why he was flexing on us that he's got lower cooldown on the Rolling Thunder. I see.
And the Refresher Shard, so he's got double Rolling Thunder.
I see. That does make sense. Yeah, of course. Tiny level 20. Toss requires no target will be selected, and Moose will be the one to go back and defend, but, I mean... Infinity is just chilling in the river. They're smoked up, but they don't seem to have a clear direction. They wanted to go towards Triangle, now they wanted to go back south, and now they're heading down the mid lane.
And Beast Coast are struggling to find some sort of fight there, too. Lumpy was postured on the high ground with Pyke inside of him, but Infinity, like we saw them hunting, there was no real get-in-there potential.
Oh my goodness, we've got the banner for Tiger. My god, I think... Does banner affect Plague Words?
No, surely not.
I mean, that would be kind of broken, right?
Banner would be broken because you just throw it on with a Beastmaster.
Look at build El Micho. Gotta get spotted by the Shivas, and Rio's gonna commit to that. Michael gonna use the telekinesis up, getting himself closer, but now the Blade Mailed Centaur is isolated in base. Stampede is gonna come in, but he just dies to the right click and the nukes of the Leshrac, and now we gotta stuck PP, but we're gonna lose the Aegis on the Drow Ranger. This is an awful start to the team fight. Another Rolling Thunder, but the Fiend's Grip is pitch perfect. BKB will not keep you alive, and surprise indeed, as we have to get a TP away. Bash! Gonna connect mid-roll, and now PP, you need to pull out something out of your magic bag, but you will not, as Pyke fully committing onto that Pangolier, and by the way, he's 9-0-12.
Yeah, Pig has played a perfect series, pretty much. I believe he died once last game. I'll have to check, but it's been pretty damn perfect from Pig this series.
Jumping in to kill the Tiny might have been a very costly mistake. He did have a Wind Waker. He is very tanky. 3.2k.
Pig didn't die. He went 7-0-7 last game.
Look at Moose smoking up by himself with the ninja gear, placing an observer ward aggressive in the opponent's base. Has the Fiend's Grip in another second. If he can connect to even one of these targets that doesn't have a buyback, so I guess Tiger, that would be completely disastrous. Can they hold? They have a Fortify, but we have another 30 seconds, no Drow. 40 will get popped trying to kill the Catapult.
And you're not buying back on Pango without Drow alive. And then at that point, there's only 10 seconds left on Pango's respawn timer. Do you really want to buy back at that point? Not really.
They're just gonna let it go. They're jumping up top. Vitaly, very low HP. Pangolier does buy back as Vitaly gets completely bursted down. The Wind Waker, Elmisho to reposition himself. Rolling Thunder will come in. Force Staff will not be enough. And you get a 2 for a buyback and another set of racks.
Once again, though, Vitaly is... What are you doing? Like, you do get the T3 tower, which is really, really good, but throwing your life away like that is not really, really good. It amounts to you not just dying, but baiting out your support as well. I feel like if you just played together with your team, you maybe just take that. Like, you take the racks as well. At least you have some sort of fight potential. All of your ultimates are up. There was nothing stopping you from taking an advantageous fight on their high ground because you were already postured up on top of it, right? There was no need to push uphill. You were already there.
Okay, level 25 Centaur, whenever that comes, if we get it this game, do you think Retaliate Aura could be worth it here, especially as you have a Pangolier?
It could be pretty good. I think the 3-second stomp is just too good, though.
Yeah.
Right, it's a 3-second stomp on a 12-second cooldown. So.
No, this could be game. Kotaro is alone. Pango is... Okay, he's kind of joining in right now, but Moose is jumping in with the Fiend's Grip, and now Rolling Thunder tries to get the cancel, but okay, will connect, but he cannot cancel. Abyssal in play. Stampede, and now BKB, they want to turn around. Okay, Kotaro, I think you might be a bit wishful thinking here, but they are going to go in. Rolling Thunder 1 second away, and will connect, and Lumpy will die. In the end, the Drow Ranger survives.
Just by the hairs of her chinny chin chin, but Kotaro does it, and that's the counter to the Fiend's Grip that I was talking about. PP, it's not hard. They're lined up for you. You just need to be in the right position. And with a Blink Dagger, you can always be in that correct position. And roll up as well. You can always adjust.
So the PP is not hard. I noted, Crash. Thank you for that information. Some things are better to keep for yourself. As Kotaro has gotten his 12% marksmanship chance on the Drow. Okay, I mean, that was quite a huge turnaround. If you can force a buyback here, but I don't think it's about forcing a buyback. It's about keeping the Pangolier alive as Elmisho. Oh, beautiful blink reflex from PP himself. Elmisho misses, but the lifesteal is also not that far off. Okay, Rage away. Ryu could have connected with Thunder. Rolling Thunder will connect. Will actually commence, not connect. Elmisho gets spotted. No more Wind Waker. Only one Force Staff available onto the high ground. Trying to dodge a bit of the damage flying in.
Toss again.
He will die. That was a good pickoff.
Yeah, absolutely. Once again, another hero to force buyback off of. And speaking of buyback, Pake doesn't have one. Not for 1,600 gold. It's pretty much just everyone else on Beast Coast.
Did he finish
I believe he got the Daedalus instead.
Oh, I see.
He's had Ags for a hot minute, despite us not really seeing anything come out of it. I think a lot of it is just that cooldown reduction on Infest.
I mean, it's a massive cooldown reduction. Realistically, yeah. 20 seconds is just a bit much. Or I guess not a bit much, a bit too little, if you ask me.
That's fair, yeah. I would argue that we're probably going to be seeing that and the Bane Ags get a little bit of a nerf during this next big patch. Whenever that comes.
Yeah. 2032, there we go. Kotaro also not saving for his buyback. He wants to purchase this Lincoln Sphere fully, and he will do so just now. But I mean, at this point in time, I really think buybacks are really important, especially if you're a Drow Ranger.
I think the thought process is that Pango doesn't have buyback, and Kotaro would rather be at his strongest once than his weakest twice.
Okay.
That's, I think, the only rationale that I have, but they're going to find Kotaro here, and maybe Michael, but Kotaro, he's invis, and as we know, invisibility is invincibility.
Lumpy is a bit of a bait here, and Stampede is gonna just come in. They're trying to catch someone, and they're gonna go for the Fiend's Gripping Bane. I was trying to get a Tiger, and it will be support for support. Gem is on the deck as El Micho is getting pursued. Are we gonna have any save for this Tiny? No, they're just gonna let him die as we have a bit of the Gale Force coming in. The bash connecting, the kissing. Wind Ranger's about to kiss that grave as... she is actually turning around with the BKB focus fire. We do have the Rubik and Veno also dying. Kotaro is alone around 2 heroes, and the Radiant is TPing back in. But look at Ryu, he's so tanky. 7.8k HP with this Infest from the Rubik, and look at the damage flying in. That's about to be a dieback on Moose, another stun, and what a beautiful damage. But the Pangolier, he's gonna get dieback himself, and now Kotaro alone alongside the opponents on the Glacier. Beautiful 4-step, but one more right click will do it, and Pyke was infested inside of him. Lumpy though, just dying to the Ryu. Retaliate, can he survive for much longer? Yes, he can. Shackle Shot, Avalanche, and TP out from Lumpy.
That might be it. Kotaro, no buyback. No buyback on PP either. This might just be game. Beast Coast, they obviously don't know that Drow doesn't have buyback and Roshan's up in 10 seconds. So this might be a situation where they try to just back up and take Roche, which gives Infinity another chance to fight, but
we have 9k.
We'll have to see.
We have 9k gold on the Centaur Warrunner. For some reason, he didn't purchase anything behind it before that team fight, and he still did the most damage. Anyway, with that being said, Michael is gonna get jumped in by El Micho and an infested Pyke, and he will die. Another buyback, a dieback for the side of the Dire, and now we have to get a buyback from the Centaur. Still has 7k in the tank, so he can...
Yo, buy a Yules, buy something, Ryu, please. Buy a Divine Rapier, I don't care.
A Dagon, I don't know.
Anything.
Yes, something. At this point, we're gonna get Megad. We still have a Fortify on the side of Infinity, but they are now looking at this massive, tiny, massive Lifestealer, an incredible Leshrac, and getting jumped on, toss into the opponent's Tiger, will run in the opposite direction, and now Ryu will also jump, trying to get the kill on Vitality. Fortify will come through as Pyke was focusing him, but the Infest onto the Centaur, now gets hexed, and here is isolated, Abyssal Bladed. He cannot survive 5 more seconds until Kotaro is back. Can we get any action? No, it's GG, well played. Beast Coast make it through the lower bracket to the grand finals, and they will be facing Leviathan to win the EPL World Series.
What a crazy series from Beast Coast. They clearly aren't the strongest in the laning phase, but as soon as they get out of it, and I mean as soon as they get out of that laning phase, the game is just in, like, the ball is in their court through the entire game. Infinity, they had really good fights, and it just goes to show how closely skilled these two teams are, but it's very apparent to me that Beast Coast have the advantage in skill.
I mean, they got their payback, right? Infinity knocked them down. I believe it was the winner bracket quarterfinals that sent Beast Coast all the way on this expedition. But what else is there to say, Crash? Pyke is playing like an absolute star. 12-0-15 on the Lifestealer. In the end, not dying in 2 of the maps of this lower bracket final. So with the 4 that the Beast Coast are in, I'm going to ask you for a little prediction, Crash. Do you think they have what it takes to defeat Leviathan in the grand finals?
I think the Leviathan might be just on a different level than these teams right now. They have been looking really, really, really good. And I don't know if it's they have, you know, like scrim advantages. I don't know what it is, but they've been looking very hot, and I don't believe that these two teams have faced off quite yet either. I believe Beast Coast, they were knocked down pretty much immediately into the lower bracket, and Leviathan, they made their upper bracket run. So, and they were in different groups as well, I believe. No, they were in the same groups. Never mind, I'm crazy.
Beast Coast actually 2-0'd them last time.
Well, I think that was very early in the tournament. I believe
it was very early. It was on the
second. Yeah, it was second game, I believe, for Leviathan.
Yeah.
And in the group stage, Leviathan didn't look that hot, but since they hit playoffs, they have been playing, like you said, on this complete next level. So I'm going to be quite curious to see how that grand final will unfold, Crash. But for now, this is going to be the end of the lower bracket final. We are quite a way off from the grand final, about an hour and a half, if I'm not wrong. So
yes,
we will send it to a quick break, but well, it's not gonna be a quick one. We're gonna send it to a break, but Crash will return with you all to bring the biggest action of the day, the best grand final of the day, best of 5 all the way between Leviathan and Beast Coast. I was Waxing. It was a pleasure to be here with you, but Crash, I'm not going to ask you to say anything else. You'll see them in about an hour and a half. So everybody, please stay tuned on the EPL Dota 1 channel, and we